us already.
Scotty was right then.
Get up to rock, get up to burn, stand up with pride that burns for your desire. One day I noticed that my life was broken. It was not me who was controlling this body. Oh, I want to know what's really real to me.
Okay, so now they should be able to hear me. Now, if you guys talk, it's him. All right, hold on. Yeah, I'm fixing stuff. Sorry, everybody. You guys will be able to hear me right now, but you probably can't hear Eddie and Scotty. Yep, we're coming. We're coming through. Corey fixing cameras on the fly. Shut up! All right, let's see. Properties. We want to turn this. Where's Discord? All right. Go ahead and say something for me. All right, it's showing. It's showing in. Okay, that's because I got me unmuted, and so now we should, whenever they get to this point, hopefully they start hearing you. But if not, then I got to add another audio source. Hey, that's Sailor Corellia. All right. So make sure if you guys can hear Scotty and Eddie, let us know. What? Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, I mean, we've been getting a shit ton of follows and all that shit, so yeah, his camera is weird. We can unzoom you. They said no. No Eddie, no Sky. Alright, then we got one more thing we're gonna add. Shut up. I hate you.
Fix it, Corey.
I'll just talk like this.
Yeah.
Hey, they should be able to hear you now.
Just got in. Just got here.
Just got
No
here.
podcast, only Corey. Yeah.
I'm fixing it. All right, just got here. His lips are moving. Don't know what's coming out. All right, so from this point, they should be able to hear us. We'll give it. I guess it's what about at least a 15-second lag.
Delay.
Yeah, not lag. Yeah.
Let me know.
And boy,
let us know.
Aha! I got 1 million of them.
Well, now we hear
'em.
them. Oh, hey, there they are.
TJ's
Hey.
Are we here? Can you hear me now, TJ?
You hear me now?
They can hear us.
Can you hear me?
First time,
First time caller.
New
Who
shit.
needs eardrums anyways? They heard us. I think they hear us super loud too.
Yeah, you guys were really loud when we first came in, but you should be better now.
Check.
Check.
Boy, am I tired.
Check.
Hear everyone now. All right, great. Well,
how now, brown cow?
The chat's
the
not
Human
on.
Torch was denied a bank loan.
I don't think I linked the chat correctly, and so they won't have the chat over here wherever we're at. But it doesn't matter for an audio recording, so I'll fix it later. We switched a lot of shit over to YouTube, but anyway, let's do it. I'm gonna do a countdown. Are we all recording?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
It's
gonna go.
him.
I'm gonna stop my recording and delete all that shit because that's 4 minutes of nothing.
Yeah, let me do the same thing too. Hold on.
Refresh your saves.
All right, I guess I'll do that too.
All right,
I'm recording now.
I am also
I'm not
recording
yet.
now.
I am now. Okay.
All right, we are counting down in 3, 2, 1, 1,
One,
2,
two,
3.
three. We're all off. So this is the first time I think we were all like all over the place, and I'm like, fuck it.
So, all right. Well, yeah, like we were saying, we are streaming exclusively on YouTube now, so we're trying to get used to all this stuff. And
I don't even know how to spell exclusively.
World premiere. I was looking.
Yeah.
So I'm working on some ScrubVerse stuff. I'm working on like some clips and stuff for like shorts and all that. And I was trying to find the audio of world premiere. And like we could just always do like ScrubVerse world premiere.
Number 10.
Yeah. Like, I think that would be fucking
Bring back
great.
some G4 or no, that was Screw Attack did that.
Screw Attack, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Oh man,
Hey, this is
Screw
Screw
Attack.
Craig here. No.
That feels like it was so long ago.
That was Adam Sessler, and we give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
A long pause for no reason.
Well, I don't think the GTA trilogy is going to be getting any of 4.5s out of 5s or anything.
People are just babies. So
People are just babies. That's what it is. All right, Eddie. Why don't you? While I fix your camera again, why don't you bring us into this news article? Click the link. Dude, that video of the rain is kind of rough. Like I watched it. The right. Oh, I we can only what? Oh my god. All right. Yeah, I know what to do. I did. I changed scenes, so probably gonna have to add one every time. So you guys keep talking. The recording comes first. So
Let's.
but yeah, it just it to me it's just like I don't know. I feel like we're at a point where everybody's complaining about everything and yet everybody's still picking it up anyways. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's just like people are bitching about this, but they're still out there playing it.
I don't know. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. If you're watching the stream right now, the favorite
Yeah.
is it's like a cutscene where he's like, "All right, man," and like this car just comes through and hits the character and just goes off screen.
Which is crazy because that does happen in even like in the newer Grand Theft Auto 5s. It's just random shit happens all the time. That's why I'm like I don't understand why people are complaining and bitching about it so much and stuff like that. And like I said, in the end, people are still picking it up. If you really want to don't like support this or whatever, like la la la, and talk shit about it, talk shit and don't pick it up.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm not picking it up after seeing all this shit, so
I don't care. I don't care at all. I love the first 2 Grand Theft Autos, and I've never touched anything beyond that, really. So
well, this was
the
a franchise.
top-down ones.
This
like
was a franchise
D4
that
or
like
3, 4 something.
yeah, this was like a franchise that I never really got to play as a kid because my parents wouldn't let me have the games. And then like when I got to the point where I could get the games myself, I was just like, I don't really care about like San Andreas because I think it was like San Andreas around that time. So I never really like messed with a GTA until like GTA 5, and I was like, oh shit, GTA 5 is a really good game.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm a big Grand Theft Auto guy. Like I said, I think my biggest complaint about this whole thing, honestly, is regarding the music, especially for Vice City, because it's set
Oh,
around
yeah.
the '80s, and they took around like probably 30 tracks. I think it's what it was from Vice City. I don't know if anything was replaced, but like a lot of the songs that were on there, even like the one in the game, they have a band called Love Fist, um, and it's basically an original idea for Rockstar. They made music originally for that, jokingly and whatnot, and even that music is not on there for whatever reason.
That's
So yeah, it's that's like my only complaint about it. But even then, like I said, they've Rockstar has offered this game multiple times on multiple platforms for you to download. They gave you a warning before and said, "Hey, we're getting rid of the older versions before this one comes out. So if you want to pick them up now would be the time." And here we go.
Yeah, I think that's still crappy though that they took away the older versions and now it's only the definitive version that you get. Like you can't get the PS2 classic on the PlayStation Store anymore. So
Right,
I think we could live
right.
in a world where both of those exist.
I mean, yeah, but once again, I don't know. To me, like I said, as an avid Grand Theft Auto fan, I still have my complete in box copies of all the PlayStation 2 ones. I've got like 3 copies of Grand Theft Auto 5 that I bought across the years, PS3, PS4, and then whatever fucking next version is gonna come out on the Xbox or whatever. I don't know. I think people are complaining way too much about it. I played San Andreas over the weekend on the Series S, thanks to Game Pass. And I was having a blast with it. So
What's funny to me is a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe the Switch version is the worst version," and I'm just like, "Really, really?
Can you?
You can't believe the Switch version is the worst version out of the PS4, Xbox, and PS5 and fucking PC? Really?" Like
yeah,
I don't understand like how people can play like Doom Eternal and shit on the Switch. So
I mean, just because one new game works doesn't mean all the new games and older games will work. Because somebody's got to do some sort of work to port them. I think one reason people are complaining is they're happy to find something wrong with a Rockstar game because normally they're pretty flawless
yeah,
for as big as they are, especially comparatively to anything Bethesda's done open world. So
that makes sense. I can see that too.
I will say that some of these screen captures from the game on some of these character models are pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd play
Oh,
game. I'd
creepy.
play a game even if like these models were in there purposely. Like this dude with like no neck but all the neck at the same time is ridiculous. I love it. No, I mean it's unfortunate. Like, I mean, I probably won't pick it up because of all this stuff, but I did want to like play those games again because I never got like a good, a good go at any of them. And people, I mean, Eddie, you say they're really good games, so
And they still are. That's what I'm saying. Albeit a couple of like whatever uh discrepancies in when it looks like this doesn't look like the original one or this doesn't sound like the original one, whatever. But the game, from what one of the big things that people talked about is the control to this is phenomenal. It is very quality of life. It works great,
Mhm.
but they're not pointing that out because it's the internet. We like to point out the bad shit and not everything else, right? But
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. Like I still plan on picking up the physical copies of this when they come out for the PlayStation 4. I'm excited to replay them again, despite the models or whatever. And honestly, to me, I would have been one of those things like I wouldn't have remembered what these characters look like unless people were pointing them out.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I wouldn't have
right.
gone
Everybody
back and
remembers the
looked.
characters
Yeah.
of GTA.
So it just is what it is. Yeah, some of them are like ill proportioned or whatever and stuff like that. But like they're giving us an opportunity to replay these games again. This is what people ask about all the time, and that's what it comes down to it. People always ask for like, oh, they need to port this to the Switch or they need to port this to the new consoles, blah blah blah, and then they do it, and it wasn't to their liking. So now we
Yeah.
have an uproar.
Yeah,
Granted,
welcome to the internet, Eddie. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Granted, it is a Rockstar game, and it does look like they just copied and pasted and put it on the Unreal Engine, and that's why they just said, "Fuck it, let's go." Um, it could have started as a rumor, and then somebody said, "Yeah, let's fucking do it," and then here we are.
I
But
will say that if this was the only tweet, the one that's showing the character models, if this was the only tweet that is like this game's a bad game, that wouldn't be enough to push me off. Like I'd be like, I'd still play a game if those fuckers look like that.
yeah,
Like I'm
Yeah.
still fine with it. But I don't know. I think I'm just gonna be cautious about it. I'll hold off, and I don't know. And like
I
Scotty said, he
never,
doesn't care.
Yeah, I'm with TJ almost because GTA 1 and 2. I played a lot of GTA 1 on the PC, like when there was actual online stuff too. And then on PS1 a bunch, the top-down ones, and then Dreamcast had the GTA 2 with the London 1972 or something. I don't know, 69. Nice.
No,
If
order,
anything,
was
if,
it Order
if an-
1888 or whatever?
yeah, but no, the London add-on. TJ, help me out whenever this eventually catches up. Um, if anything, there's a novelty to buy a GTA game on a Nintendo console. That one on 3D or DS or whatever actually isn't too bad. I think that was the last
Oh,
Yeah,
new-ish
the
yeah.
top-down Grand
Chinatown
Theft Auto
Wars
game
or
they
whatever
did.
it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that like that's half the reason I own Night Trap on the Switch was because Nintendo said that would never be on a
Yeah.
Nintendo console. But hey, to own a GTA game on a Nintendo console, I think is pretty
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it also comes down to we also live in a world where like people are always looking for this perfection in the stuff. And what I mean by that is just like the whole PC master race or whatever. I feel like we're living in a world where a lot of people focus on like gigahertz and frame rates and all that shit. And it's for someone who doesn't honestly notice or give a shit about that, it doesn't affect me. So when people start complaining about that, I'm just like, I don't know what you're crying about.
I understand when it comes to like games like Panzer Paladin or something like indie games and stuff like that look like that, but I would have to be on the opposite side on some like I'm like I want good performance with good frame rate on games and all that stuff. So, but that's a good thing. Like we can live in a world where people are allowed to think that way and it's okay. Like
Yeah.
so I
Is
mean
it
I can
cheaper
tell
to grab
especially with
these than the
go ahead.
old ones? Like, has anyone been on price charting to see if these are going up now? Because that era is
Oh
going up
no,
now.
I haven't
PS2.
looked. No, that'd be something interesting to look them up.
What's the big one? What's on this thing?
Uh,
Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas.
Okay, I'll look them up real quick as we keep going here.
okay. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with what I was saying, so fuck it. But
Yeah.
I guess we can.
Think you're-
What are we gonna go into weeks
Shit.
now?
Fucking god damn it.
Or-
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, just fucking go buy these on the original ones, you idiots. They're not like the PS2 version completes like $6 for 3. Like
But then they gotta
I'm
get a
seeing it
PS2.
no more than there was a blockbuster version for Xbox, $30.
Oh shit!
So
I think the only one in the price share or in the price charting
Price
price
chart-
charting
yeah. I'm sorry.
would be Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, because San Andreas did have a controversial release because when they originally released it for the PlayStation 2, one of the versions that they had on there, they couldn't patch. This is the time where they couldn't patch up stuff like on the fly. Had the whole mod where you can actually uh actually show the sex scene happening. Like there's a dating simulation part in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas where like you actually take out a girl.
Oh, I
Like
remember
remember
that
it's called the hot coffee
controversy.
thing.
hot
That's what it's
coffee
called?
mod.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like it was just like you want to come in for some hot coffee or whatever, like la da da, and then you can actually play the little mini game. And the code was still in the original source, so they had to recall those back and then release the new ones without the source code in there. I think that's the
Yeah.
only one that probably goes
Yeah,
up there.
yeah. I think. Oh, I'm trying to find. Well, I don't know. The prices aren't really jumping up for even San Andreas, but yeah, I was working in GameStop when that came out essentially, and we
Mhm.
could no longer take the black label in
There it
on
is. Yeah.
trade. The greatest hits had it taken out, but the base ones did not, so we could not take that in.
I still have it, and it might go for
Hey.
$500. So selling it for $350.
Yeah.
You said
Oh,
that
I'm
about another
sorry.
game we talked about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it does say 500. Well, new, so whatever that means.
New means in
Yeah,
plastic.
There you go. I could never remember which one it was, and you said San Andreas, so yeah.
So,
Well,
well, maybe it'll get patched. We'll see. So, all right, let me pull up his docket because I think I'm first. Am I first? Yeah, I'm first. So,
yeah, you're first, Captain Bidoof.
all right, dude. All right, I'll get there. But so my 2 weeks has been busy as shit. Just
It has
You're
been
gonna
2
say
weeks,
has
so.
been put in now officially.
no, it's Jesus, man. It's just work has been bullshit. School has been.
Did you also have a baby?
I didn't have no babies. No
Oh.
babies. So Chris had a baby. For people that don't know,
Yeah.
that's why he's taking care of that baby, a healthy baby girl. I don't know the
That
baby's
baby.
name. I apologize. It's just been the baby. Is the baby.
Adeline.
Adeline. Oh, see, Scotty picked it up. We're bad
Yeah, I
friends.
picked up the baby.
You picked up
I
the
don't.
baby.
Did they say the name? Because I could
only know
have
it
I
from
could have
a-
sworn. I could have sworn when Chris introduced her to us, it was just like, meet the new scrub baby.
Mhm.
He even said when she was born, he just messages us and goes, "The baby."
Yeah, that's it. I was like, okay.
Kid is here.
Yeah, kid. Yeah, that was kid is here. So, but yeah, that's why Chris isn't here this
I'm
week.
here.
So, but no, I just been work that, and then anytime like it's usually just like, all right, we got to record, and then I got to edit these right away. So getting YouTube videos and stuff out, which thanks to everyone that's supporting that. We have it's been very, very slow progress, but it's been progress nonetheless. Like we get a couple subs every
Slow.
now.
Fuck you. It has been faster than anything I've seen in anything I've personally been involved in. It's going just fine.
Okay, I've never had a YouTube channel like where I wanted to. Try
You
and
want
do
me to
stuff like
talk
this
to you
with-
more about my parody unboxing that went nowhere fast because I couldn't legally make money off of it?
Oh,
Bitch.
I want those to come back.
Bitch.
I still want those to come back. I love them
No,
so much.
it's not. I was thinking more and more how just like I was doing it at the right time in my life, getting all the free shit from GameStop with
Yeah.
like reserve pre-order bonuses that no one cared about and stuff like that. So I was in a perfect storm that I fell right out of. So but you guys are doing just fine. You're getting up there pretty quick.
Well, you're in it too, so it's not just us.
I don't do anything. I sit around and tell you how shitty you are at Mega Man Legends.
I am really bad at Mega Man Legends. It's a tough game to learn the controls of.
Yep.
But I'm hoping we're yeah. So Scotty and I did a recording of that. So I want to say we're probably a little over halfway through the game. So
Yeah.
and
Got stuck on some parts and missed some things, and we're using a strategy guide now.
You got to
so,
remind me. I need to do some shit off camera. So
Yep.
but
Gotta
and
do a
then
little bit of
grind.
grinding.
with Chris, we did recordings. We did right before Adeline was born. We did like 2 recording sessions back to back. So
I'm not gonna lie.
what?
I'm like, I was about to say, who the hell's Adeline?
I'm
like, what are you talking
I'm
about?
sorry. The
Yeah.
baby. The baby. But no, we recorded a bunch of Legend of Dragoon, and we got completed with the first disc. So
Hey,
people on YouTube won't see that for a very long time. So I'm telling you, if you listen to the podcast, you get a little sneak peek behind the curtain. So
How many discs are there?
there are 4 discs to Legend of Dragoon.
Fucking Jesus.
But I'm pretty sure Chris said that the first disc is the longest, and the last disc isn't like doesn't have a whole lot of data on it whatsoever.
credits.
It's like the boss fight is what the disc 4 is.
spoilers.
right.
No, I don't want to play the 4th disc.
Okay, play the other 3.
Let me go on the internet.
Spoilers:
And complain about
disc 3 sucks ass. So
Yeah.
Most games from that era, the 4th disc was the movie portion of the game, essentially.
I mean, yeah, same with Final Fantasy 14 was 4, right? Or was it 3?
14?
Discs.
What?
No, it's Final
14
Fantasy
was-
7 was 4 discs or 3
Very
discs.
different.
3.
I don't remember.
It was 3.
I don't-
Okay.
3.
Um,
I think it was 8. That was 4, 8 or 9.
I think 9 for
Panzer
sure was a 4
Dragoon.
disc.
For the
Panzer
Final
Dragoon
Fantasy
Saga was-
nerds out there, let us know.
yeah.
We got lots of them in our Discord. But no, so I'm happy with the YouTube channel. Like people are like, man, it's growing pretty quick. Or someone's like, you got a lot of views on that episode. I was like, I paid for it. So you just like that's how you got to do it. And I was telling somebody in my I forget how, I think it was Brittany. I was telling her, and I was just like, hey, we got to pay to like do our ads and stuff. She's like, that's what you got to do sometimes to just get your name out there. So, but
Back in my day, you couldn't pay for ads on YouTube.
you old man Scotty.
Back in my day, you could leave a comment. You could leave your video as a comment on videos.
That's amazing. I
Yeah, that's how I
wish it
got
was
most
still like
people in.
that.
So stupid.
But the
West of YouTube.
so last night we're recording this on a Sunday. So last night I was editing stuff and I just wanted to kind of like chill in the Discord. So Kenny and Brittany joined us in there, and Kenny started playing a Pokemon ROM hack called Pokemon Bidoof version. And I was like, oh, like your starter can only be Bidoof, and you got to go through the whole game with only a Bidoof and like all this other stuff. No. It is just Pokemon Fire Red, but every Pokemon is made to look like Bidoof.
What?
Yeah, every Pokemon looks like Bidoof. And every Pokemon is named after, like, Charmander is Doofmander. And it looks like, I mean, we're showing a video from a stream from, what is this guy's name? It's the
That's like, didn't
Hoodlum
Digimon do
Callum.
that? Every Pokemon ended, or no, fuck, every Digimon ended with Mon, so it's just like that.
Well,
Exactly. Right.
that's true, but they all looked different. All of these are some form of Bidoof. Like Charizard, I don't know what the Bidoof version of that name is, but it's just a Bidoof that's orange with Charizard's wings coming out its sides. That's literally it.
Or Doofusard.
That's weird.
The game is exactly the same. The stats are the same. Like where Pokemon are supposed to be are the same, but it's just every Pokemon is a mutation of Bidoof.
Okay, but I want to see one because all I see was like the ass end of what looked like Bidoofusaur.
Yeah, that's hold on, we'll show you the Doofmander.
Ew,
Pidge Doof?
Yeah, Pidge Doof.
Chief. What who was it that famous like conqueror or something or tyrant of history
Genghis Khan?
is like, yeah, isn't he like the father of technically 80% of the world's population?
Oh yeah, if you do like the
Exactly.
ancestry.com, like everybody has like a couple dots over in Mongolia.
So was there just one Bidoof that went through all the Pokemon, and that's how this?
Genghis
Oh, yeah.
Bidoof? Yes.
It's the swole one from Rusty's Adventure.
That's what I
Like-
thought the game was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like Rusty's Adventure, where all you have is a Bidoof. I was completely wrong, and I have been looking to start a Pokemon series on the YouTube channel. So I think we could play Pokemon Bidoof version and get a couple views. So
There it is.
Pokedoof.
old Pokedoof. So instead of
Bidoofmon.
it's gonna be, so I'm gonna put our faces on like some Pokemon, but then I'm gonna put Bidoofs over our faces. So because we're all Bidoofs.
In the words of Scotty, don't like that.
Mm-mm,
Don't like
no,
that.
I don't
Yeah.
think we need that. I want to see any of the long-necked Pokemon, like a Lapras as a Bidoof. Or
I think it would. Yeah, I don't know how far this person got in the stream, but oh, there's a Hold on, here's a Tentacool that's gonna be a Bidoof if it ever loads. Oh my god, Tentadoof!
Tentadoof.
You guys will see it here in a second. It is.
Yeah, it's a little. YouTube's got super lag compared to Twitch.
Dude,
it seems.
Stardoof looks great.
Oh boy.
All right, we'll play this.
I just want to point out that this person that you're that we're showcasing here for the audio listeners, so you're not gonna know what I'm talking about. But he looks like if Corey, Chris, and myself had a baby.
Don't
He sounds like Scotty.
I don't know what he sounds like. There's a guy on YouTube. His name's Hoodlum Callum on YouTube. Shout outs to him for us using this footage.
I do not. Oh my god, I did not like how that Tentacruel looked.
Yeah,
I missed it.
No.
I missed
Looked
it.
like a fucking looked like an alien from this island Earth or something with that huge forehead.
Oh my god. Well, this is probably going to happen. So
I forgot.
I know Chris will play it with me.
Mewtwo.
Dooftooth. Dooftooth. Yeah. I just want one Pokemon that just called Doof. Like it's great. So I'm going to be playing that as well.
Nidoking Doof.
Nidoof.
Nidoof King.
That's it. That's the rest of the podcast.
What would a Ditto be?
Didoof.
Didoof. Old Didoof.
Doof.
I also tried to freaking get a Razer Zephyr face mask.
Yeah. Give us your weekly update on that.
I didn't get it this time. This time the button that usually just says notify me, usually whenever a drop happens, that'll switch to like add to cart. That never happened for me. It just said notify me the entire time. So
may as well just be a middle finger.
I'm happy that Kenny got one, but I'm also super jealous because I really want one before we go to MagFest, because I'm gonna wear that shit all the time at MagFest. Don't roll your eyes at me, you old man.
Yeah.
You keep rolling them like that, they're gonna fall out one day. So But no,
In my days, we didn't have to wear masks at cons. Oh wait.
Man, now I kind of just want to wear masks at cons. I'm fine with it. So, but no, I just wish
You
they
have
wouldn't
not
do
run a
these
booth
drops.
yet.
You said what?
You haven't run a booth yet. We had
Yeah.
This was I'll give props to Rachel because after we did the Pittsburgh thing, and that was the week before Too Many Games, and Pal and I were on the way to the show. I was like, we got to stop and get cough drops because our like not only over the sound of the convention, but also talking through your mask. And I have one of the I just keep using the disposable ones, but everybody else has cloth ones, so you have
Yeah.
to talk even louder. So
Yep.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
that's what I mean though. You say like I have no problem wearing a mask at a con. I'm like, yeah, you haven't run a booth yet where you're just like, do you like video games?
Well, I mean,
You know.
I'm already naturally pretty loud, so like I
And then
kind of
you get
thrive in
the
that
guy-
environment.
You get the person that's wearing the mask, and they're like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to. Excuse me, excuse me."
Yeah.
And then they pull
Yeah.
down the mask, and like, so now you can hear me. Let me amplify that.
Yep.
Because that happens at work all the time, and like I get what Scotty say. I can stream for 8 hours, no issues whatsoever on my voice. But the minute that I'm talking consistently over my mask, I'm like I'm dying, and like I need something, and I need green tea, something to just soothe the voice down and stuff like that. Because
Right.
yeah, I could get annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't know. I'll try. I just wish they wouldn't do it in the drops. I wish it would just be like pre-order it. Like, can we bring pre-orders back? Can that be cool again to where I am able to get some of this shit now? So I don't know. I'll get one eventually. People on Mercari and shit are already selling them for like. So you can buy like you can buy the mask for $100 and you get like 3 months worth of masks, like filters, or you can pay $150 and get like 9 months worth of filters or something like that. But people are selling them for like $250 for just the mask, and I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm not paying that much for this. Some bullshit. So
Just wait till oh crap, I forget their name, so the joke's not gonna be funny now. Mad Cats. Wait for the Mad Cats mask.
Yeah, I'll wear the Mad Cats version. Fuck yeah. Well, there's another one that we talked about it when pandemic was happening. Will.i.am created a face mask that's like it's not like super RGB. It's more like kind of like low profile and all that stuff, but it looks nice. So I don't know. In the midst of all this shit, of all the world just being like fuck you, I did play a game. There was a game I played. I played Darkest Dungeon 2. For people that don't know, Darkest Dungeon 2 is a game made by Red Hook. The first one was a Kickstarter game, and it raised like so much money and ended up being a phenomenal game. It's a super hard game, but I love Darkest Dungeon 1. Darkest Dungeon 2 is their sequel, and it's more of a roguelike to the point where you're like, okay, now I need to restart to get a better run. So you're trying for that. Darkest Dungeon 1's not like that. Darkest Dungeon 1, like, your run could last, like, I don't know, an hour to, like, you beat the whole game on that run. But the second game, or Darkest Dungeon 2, I don't see you ever, like, beating the game in one run. Like, because you can't even get upgrades unless you do multiple runs in the game. I will say that the game has a lot of controversy around it, because people are like, man, this is not as good as Darkest Dungeon 1. And I'm like, well, it's a totally different game, first of all. And people are like, well, I don't really like it. And I can personally say right now that the game, it needs some work. Like, I don't automatically like it. There's some things I don't know if I like yet. Like, they have taken a lot of the classes that were in Darkest Dungeon 1 were, like, didn't make it to Darkest Dungeon 2, or they were merged into another class. And I don't know how I feel about it yet. But I will say that the good thing that Darkest Dungeon 2 is doing is it's making me go back and play Darkest Dungeon 1 a lot, and I appreciate Darkest Dungeon 1 more. So, I don't know. I think Chris is more the person that has played this game as much as I have. So,
well, I mean, in that case, like if you're playing Darkest Dungeon 2, if you're playing a sequel to a game, and it makes you go back to the first one to appreciate it more, doesn't that mean that then this one is not that good?
It's also in like early access right now, so they're are some things that I do like about the game. Like the idle animations in the game and like the attacking animations are fantastic. I love those. But it's just, it doesn't feel like Darkest Dungeon. It feels like a completely different game, but with a Darkest Dungeon coat of paint is what it feels like.
So do you think that it could be one of those cases like where they had this idea that they wanted to branch off to, and they were just like, no, just put it as Darkest Dungeon 2. And when it could have been its own thing.
I think
like
we can
Dungeon of the Dark.
I think we can live in a world where both of these exist. Like
I don't like. I'm starting to hate that term. Okay. No.
No, we can. We can live in a world where one game is not just a carbon copy of the game before it. Like they tried. I have to appreciate what they're trying right now, because I do like the roguelike ability, like the aspect of it. But they just need to tweak some stuff and make it a little bit better. Like it's not there yet. And hopefully they're going to be listening to like the feedback from players and all that stuff, but yeah,
you listen to your feedback, and we're releasing Darkest Dungeon Deluxe Edition 0.2345.
Yeah.
EX Super Alpha Omega.
The game is it messes with your head, because I'll play this, but then I'll play Darkest Dungeon 1, and some of the things that happen like in this game don't happen that way in the other game, and it just fucks with my head, so I can't like bounce back and forth between them too much. So I wouldn't say it's so much as a sucky sequel, but it has potential. In its current state, I don't think it's on par with the first Darkest Dungeon. My buddy Carter Presents on Twitch. I was in his chat the other day, and he was playing it, and we talked. He got me into Darkest Dungeon 1, and he's been seeing a thing on the internet where Darkest Dungeon 2 is the movie to the amazing book. Like, it's like the movie we didn't need of the amazing book. So, like, Darkest Dungeon 1 is the amazing book, and then Darkest Dungeon 2 is the movie we didn't need. So,
okay.
And the analogy, after playing it a little bit, and I need to play it some more, but so far that analogy seems pretty true. But no, you should go check it out. The only way you can play it is through the fucking Epic Games Store, so I had to download that shit.
There we
Weren't
go.
we boycotting Epic Games Store for some reason?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, because I forgot. It was like 50 episodes ago. So
yeah.
I know I hate him. I just don't remember why. So
I hate you,
Randy. I thought about Randy Pitchford today. I was like, we haven't talked about Randy Pitchford in a long time. I wonder if someone took his phone away. Like, oh man.
Anyway, need to Google Randy Pitchford.
I don't think Gearbox has done anything lately.
Randy Pitchford on our channel, I think, was before your time, Eddie. There was like a week where we were talking about Randy Pitchford every fucking week, because there was just news every week about him, and we were just like, this can't be possible. But I think that's really all I had going on. My pickups, like, I didn't really buy any. I bought some t-shirts. Like, I bought a shirt that says anime was a mistake, and it has the Studio Ghibli on it. Like, but the problem is that shirt doesn't fit, so I got to send it back or lose weight. So anyway, that's all I got. Weight. I need to. I don't know. We'll see. I like food too, dude. Hallie made some homemade cinnamon rolls last night, and they were the best fucking cinnamon rolls I ever had in my life.
Man, I love and I hate when you post like the food that you make, because it looks so fucking good. Like the baked ziti and the potato buns that you made, I was just like,
dude, and like, and when I look at it, man,
when I look at it, it's like I'm at work eating my fucking like bag of Doritos, a fucking homemade cheese and ham sandwich.
You can cook all of this and take it to work for lunch. It's super easy to make.
And I have to find the time to do it, because amongst everything that I fucking do, like with the streaming and whatnot, and God knows what else I'm dipping my fucking toes in projects and canceling out other ones. Like, yeah, I have to figure something out, because
I guess I need to start putting the recipes with them, with the pictures, I guess.
Yeah,
because none of the recipes are really mine. Like, they're just versions of recipes I've found. Like, those are my versions of them. So no, dude,
that's how people make books.
Those potato buns were ridiculous. Like, we used them as hot dog buns last night, dude. crazy.
Sounds amazing.
We're making some so we can't really, I'm not paying a whole lot for lobster, so we're gonna make shrimp rolls. And I gotta get Hallie on board with it. She's like, that's just like shrimp and mayonnaise. I'm like, it's got seasonings and shit in it too. So but I don't know, we'll see.
We had breakfast sandwiches on waffles today.
Look,
Ooh.
waffles, my man. All right, who's a waffle? Who's a waffle person? Who's a pancake person?
Who's a waffle? Raise your hand if you're a waffle.
The
Raise
waffles
your hand
are
if you like the waffles.
I'm a waffle person. I will take a waffle over a pancake any day. I'm a waffle person.
Well, pancakes, you don't really want to eat those all the time. You gotta, those aren't something you'll eat frequently, but waffles you can. Maybe that's the fault of Eggo. Maybe that's their. I'll just
Maybe.
eat a naked waffle. I'll just pop an Eggo in there and I'll just like
Dude,
chew
you can
on
spread
it.
peanut butter on a
hand,
waffle like
you know.
that too.
Yeah, but we did waffle sandwiches instead of on the bagels today, and it was easier to hold because bagels just feel too hefty sometimes, and I don't know.
They're a
I didn't
hefty
feel
bread.
as like as I was gonna say I didn't feel as exhausted after eating it, if that makes sense. After having a
Yeah,
bagel
that does
with
make a lot of
stuff in it,
sense.
you know.
Oh, all the chewing too, because like depending on what
Yeah.
kind of bagel you get,
So
I am a
but
pancake person.
they
That's
just
fine.
like maybe mine always gets spongy by halfway through. Like maybe I just got to eat my pancakes faster.
you might be making them too big. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. I don't
It
know.
never be too big.
I like it a little
you guys
crunchy
ever
when I
had
make a
a-
waffle.
You guys ever have a breakfast double down?
No.
That
KFC?
is, no, it's inspired from that, I guess. I don't know. I've learned this through other channels, but it's just ice cream in between two waffles. That's a breakfast double down somehow.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
I don't know
need
if
to
that's a
do
real
this.
thing or if it's a something that another group I used to be part of did. I'm not sure. It just like became a thing to the point that it was turned in. This is back when forums existed, so that's how long ago.
Nobody goes to
Uh,
forums anymore, you old fuck. Like,
Have you heard of the website Reddit?
yeah,
Where
The hell's a
dads
Reddit?
hang out.
what the hell's a Reddit?
Dads and angrier fans of things hang
What
out
the
on
fuck
Reddit.
is the internet? Like,
Yeah, what the fuck is the internet?
So anyway,
Lord, what were we talking about?
Waffles
you had
and
potato
pancakes.
bread.
Oh, it's all the food that I make. Okay, well, look, man, I'm just making shit that I like to make, and dude, I sliced off a fucking piece of my thumb off of I'm using a mandolin this week, man. You need
You're
to
not
be
talking
careful.
about the
Like a
instrument, are ya?
mandolin?
No. A mandolin is like, it's basically just a cheese grater, but it just slices. Like, if you want to make potato chips, you can just use that. It slices it like that. But it's super,
Okay.
super sharp, and if you're not watching, you can just jam your finger right into that blade, which is what I did, and I was just like, oh, that's a big chunk. Just
Like a mandolin? Like a mandolin?
Hey.
oh,
That's a ukulele, but I really thought up until this exact second that you were talking about the instrument.
oh,
Mhm.
this is my last episode of ScrubVerse Podcast, guys.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I draw the line at ukulele mandolins. So
Yeah, catch us over. No, you know what? Scotty and I are going to start our own. Catch us over at Megaverse. Actually, you know what?
What?
Megaverse exists. Megaverse exists. I was looking it up last time jokingly. I was going to see if I could like get the handle, just so I could like start doing some
oh,
jokes
yeah, that's
with you guys.
too. Yeah.
And Megaverse exists. But I was like,
shit.
all right.
One of the hardest
Uh-oh.
things to do for finding to like make a podcast is finding a fucking name that's not trademarked already.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's up there with when you're making any type of graphic design and you're going through fonts. It's just like, I
Yep.
fucking hate this is taking longer than the thing I created to use this for.
It's crazy. Anyway, all right, Eddie, it is your turn to tell us about your weeks. What the fuck have you been doing?
Working. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, fuck
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, that's all I've been doing is
Getting
I've been working
paid?
and streaming, getting paid, getting money, like going all in on our overlord Papa Bezos. Thank you for the
You have that on a channel redemption now, don't you? Like it plays the Jeff Bezos song or whatever.
Not yet. I haven't done it yet. Right now, we just have the exclamation thing, and it's just like a little message to Bezos comes out, which is it's so crazy because like a lot of people talk so much shit about like Amazon and like Twitch and just like and right now for me honestly it's just been all a pleasant experience. It's been really good.
Scotty,
I
that's
even
how they're
said it-
getting him, man. That's how they're gonna
Yeah.
get him.
I'll even say it right now. Like, I can sit here and basically talk about Amazon for hours and my experience there, being there 2 weeks and what's going on and whatnot. Um, but let me tell you, like, from what I've been there,
Mhm.
the schedule is probably like the roughest thing, and standing up for 9 hours of your shift is
Yeah, that's
probably like
pretty
the thing that takes the
rough.
toll. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and start off with that, with the Amazon experience, I guess, and then we'll go from there. Um, I wanted to describe it originally first as it was like high school, because I feel like there's so many people. So I don't know what's the most people anybody has ever worked with. Like, I usually, the biggest team I've had has been like maybe like 40 to 60 people at one place, and
Yeah,
that's including like 10 at customer service, and then
yeah.
like
The other
10 at the warehouse,
departments.
and then like maybe 10 at the rebar yard or whatever and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Or a department store where you
Yeah.
have like about maybe like 30 or 40 people working there. Try 400 at one time.
Wow.
Just it's like a fucking ant farm, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even describe it. And I was trying to figure out the numbers. Because we have 30 lanes, and each lane has about 20 spots for people to be hanging out there. And usually all of them are filled up around the clock. So I was like, okay, like I was trying to do the math, and I was just like, let me see like what it's been averaging out. But yeah, there's roughly around 400 people in that building at one time.
Damn. That's a
Fucking
lot of
crazy.
people.
And I'm talking about, and it's a 24/7 place. It's
Do you,
in and out.
do you have a crew that you always work with?
Well, I have my department that I work in, which is the return. So I don't
Oh, okay.
see what you buy; I see what you return. You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
So yeah, and which is a whole different level of things that I'll get into. Like I said, and I won't take up too much of time because, like I said, I
No, no, no,
digress.
no, no,
But
no. I want to hear more about this. We haven't had a podcast recording in like 2 weeks, sir.
I know, but I gotta edit it.
And Eddie's got to work, goddammit.
So, but yeah, like it's just there's like different departments in there. Like, we're apparently the biggest return facility in the United States
Oh,
too. Like,
shit.
strictly, we just focus on returns. So I've been getting packages from like Canada, Australia, France, like all over the fucking
Oh,
place.
it's
You know
not
what I mean?
America. It's just all. You said worldwide.
It's international. It's international, which takes me to, and I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. It is a COVID hotspot.
Oh.
That is the only downfall of the whole thing, that it is a COVID hotspot, because since I've been there, I remember the email before I started getting to work. I got an email saying like, "Hey, great news! If you're fully vaccinated, you no longer have to wear your mask in your department."
Yeah,
And like
no.
immediately the day after, when I'm supposed to start like my first day,
Yeah.
I get an email saying, "So there's been a case of COVID in your department."
No.
and since I've been there, we've had about 14 cases, I
Damn.
think.
That's a case a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that like I said, like the thing about it is that like it makes sense to me, because like even though like we are like vaccinated, because they ask you for that, like if you're not vaccinated, they won't tell you anything, but you get perks and incentives. And I've mentioned it to you guys, like they basically gave me like 30 hours of PTO that I
Yeah.
can use and see fit just because I am vaccinated. It's just wild and stuff like that. But even if you do everything on your end, we're still getting packages from international people
Yeah.
and returns, and yeah, some of the shit that comes in is fucking gross. Like you can
Ew.
tell, like people, like I remember there was one of the things, a bathing suit was returned. It was like a one-piece bathing suit. And I'm finding out a lot of shit like that I didn't know about, like women's clothes. And
Ugh.
I'm like, yeah, like I feel bad for some of the shit like that goes on there, because there was like a bathing suit that was returned, and it's like, oh, it did not fit, like blah blah blah, this and that, and I pop it open from the bag, and it's just like you could just see the deodorant stains everywhere, and I mean
Ew.
everywhere. And so
Nice.
down there at the section for, like, I guess like when you're trying like lingerie for women, at least when you're trying in like lingerie, or like bathing suits and stuff like that, some of these products come in with like what they call a hygiene strip,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, so the goods aren't
Yeah.
touching the
Yeah.
cloth. Yeah, when that's removed and like there's like a stain there, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, so I have to deal with that. So going back to everything that I'm saying, like the whole COVID hotspot and stuff like that, people out there don't give a shit. Like yeah, like they'll try it on, and I've also learned that like as not only
I thought
Americans, but like as overall as people, consumerism or whatever, we're very what's the word I'm looking for? I had it right here, and
disgusting.
I can't. No, not even disgusting. No, it's just like we're so
Careless.
wasteful. We're so
Oh,
wasteful.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're so
Right.
wasteful. Like that's one thing that I will say that like one of the first things that was told to me, and like I don't know if this is like against protocol or anything like that or anything, to be completely honest with you,
Uh-oh.
but I feel like Amazon has like this whole like fuck you money like mentality. So
Well,
they
yeah.
can afford like all this stuff that's being returned is basically like if most like I want to say like maybe 60 to 70% of the stuff that gets returned is getting liquidated or destroyed. Like it's
Mhm.
not
It's
like
not like
being
they're not
reused,
trying
it's
to
not being
put it back.
resold
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. Like yeah, like you're gonna do your best to try to do it, but if you see something,
Especially with
especially
clothing.
it will not only that, but especially with like COVID and stuff like that, it just kind of
Yeah.
makes it seem like you just can't take that risk because like yeah, if somebody's returning a costume, a wig, a hat, how do I know what they're bringing? You know what I mean? Like mask gloves, and that's like the sad part. Like there's good things and there's bad things. And I'm going into the sad part stuff about it right now because like anytime we get like masks that people like oh I bought this face mask for like whatever, I bought these gloves, instant trash.
Yeah.
Food, instant trash. And that is what upsets me the most because when we get like cases of food or snacks that just have been returned and I'm like, oh, like these are still good, like complete, like nice in box and stuff like that, and has an expiration date, nothing has been opened, trash. And I'm like, but it's why don't there's a donation bin. They do donate some stuff, but like there's like most of the time it's just like trash. And I'm like,
I
but I
guess
get it.
And and you
yeah.
I
thought
get it.
GameStop was bad throwing away DS cases.
Uh
No, yeah, I get it. I think the one that hurts me the most, the one that hurts me the most is the books. I'm
Oh.
convinced. Yeah, it's the books because like
Weird.
it's we'll get books. I should have gotten like a book or whatever right now. Oh, here's a perfect example actually. Uh, I see. I got a book. And the return is saying like, oh, like is the cover damaged or like this and that, like blah blah blah. Is there any like thing? And for the listeners, they can't see, but like if you see like a crease
Yeah.
like right there
Mhm.
that's kind of like ripped off, I'm supposed to report that as damage. Like when it's more than 2 inches or it's more than like an inch or whatever, like la la la.
Oh wow.
Most vendors will be like dump it, trash it. And I'm like, it's still a good book.
It's still fine.
Like,
Like
yeah,
there's
I'm like, it's still a good book. And I was so upset because somebody returned like a pun book. And it was called like Simon's like father jokes or something like that. And like the
Mhm.
back of it, like the joke that was on there was just like, to the person who stole my Microsoft Office, I will find you. You have my word. But it's a pun book. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I was
I
like,
gotta
this
admit,
is
you
a
almost had me in the first quarter, like or
yeah,
the first
and
half.
and I was like laughing at it because I was like, oh, this is a pretty clever pun book, like blah 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 blah. And uh it's just there's like one thing that's like off of it, and it's just like, yeah, throw it away.
And they won't
Destroy it.
let you be like,
Liquidation bin.
"Hey, can I take it?" Since it's because
Nope.
that's fucked up.
It's stealing property, technically. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's their
That's like
property. I guess they're allowed to do what they want with it.
Yeah.
that reminds me of when I worked in a movie theater, and it would be like I forget what the actual term was when you had to not shrink it out, but maybe it was just shrinking it out, but
Liquidate
taking it
it?
out of it.
Shrink
Not
sounds
that,
familiar. I worked at
but
Hastings and we had shrink.
it might be like damage. Damage might have been in the word, but I just remember it would be it was it was just as ridiculous as like you pull a box of Bunch of Crunch out of like when somebody's not looking and just fucking spike it on the floor, the corner's bent. Whoop, damaged goods. We
Uh
have to pitch this and
Ah,
that. You
yeah.
know, you would throw that candy away. So
yeah.
Yes. Into the toilet
that's what it reminds
eventually.
me of, though. But like, if
Into the
that
toilet eventually.
be that minimalistic of actual damage done
That's
to it.
really
Yeah.
sad because with those books, they could donate all those returned books to
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
libraries and like
Hmm. They do have, like I said, they do, but it goes back to the whole thing that I keep saying is just that they do have a donation bin. It's very strict as opposed to the stuff that we got to donate. And the only reason why I think this is the case is because of the whole COVID thing. I feel like
Yeah.
before it was probably a lot more donations
yeah,
because we didn't have to
maybe.
worry about it. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it still sucks and it's still hurtful. Going back to that, like or switching gears from that, like I said, like there is some interesting things. And I had made a few comments about it. Like I said, like We get a lot of returns, a lot of different things. And some of the things that like really make my day go by faster is reading the customers' like comments as to why they're being returned, or you know what I
Okay.
mean, like that.
Hell
Like
yeah.
that to me is like the best like thing out of all. Like whenever there's
yeah.
a customer comment, I'm like, yes, I get excited because I'm like, I want to see what it is. Some of them are just like outrageous. Some of them are like sad. We do get like the ones that are just like, unfortunately, I ordered the wrong size. Like, you guys got it here really quick, and I appreciate it. But like, blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sweet. Like, thank you. Like, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But the ones that make me laugh are the ones
Fuck you,
they're
Amazon.
sad. No, yeah, you get. Dude, I got one that had a handwritten note that specifically
Ooh.
said to the person reading this, like, fuck you, basically. And I'm like I had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? That's the podcast title right there. So the person
We're gonna
reading
have to. We'll have to
fuck
censor
you.
it.
Yeah.
Someone put it in the chat. I'll forget.
Yeah, and it was funny because like I was like laughing when I got this package, and the customer comment only said like, I did not order this. Stop sending me this crap. Blah 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 blah. And I think it was like two like fucking like 2 bottles of like shampoo and conditioner or whatever and shit.
Oh wow.
And like, yeah, like I open up the package and in there is like the fucking handwritten note. I did not order this crap. To whoever's fucking reading this, like, fuck off, fuck you, and
Wow.
I'm like, holy shit,
gotta
bro!
think
Like, who's
about
shitting
that.
your cereal?
Like they had
They
to
have
find some
never-
paper. They had
Yeah,
to
boy.
get a pen or a paper and be like,
Yep.
I'm gonna fucking put this in there with it, and I hope
Yeah.
they fucking read it. Like,
Yeah. And it happens a lot more often than you think. And then we also get the nice ones where like someone will be like, oh, I accidentally tore this and this and this. I'm sorry. I will accept. Like, there are nice people out in the fucking world. Like, I'm just saying, there are some nice people out there in the world and honest
yeah, but
people
they're
and
not
stuff
funny.
like that.
So
Yeah, they're not funny. Yeah, they're not funny.
I wish,
the
Eddie,
three-
I wish
the-
what you could do, and I know you legally can't do it, but I wish you could be able to just like find the good ones and read them on your stream as like channel redemptions or something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, I technically the idea behind it is I can't talk about the people, the person. I can't say the person's name because I have all that information. That information,
Yeah.
that's, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I can talk about it because I do have 3 specifically that I want to say that I found very interesting. The first one I'm gonna get it right off the way was a fucking straight up Karen, like a straight up Karen comment.
Yeah.
It's after Halloween season, so we're getting a lot of Halloween returns, a lot of costume
Yeah.
returns, a lot of mask
Yeah.
returns and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. And this Karen returned a Native American costume.
Oh no.
Okay, like a regular, like just Native American,
Yeah.
like feather, like blah blah. And her comment was, I was told I cannot wear this at the Halloween party. Make America great again. And I'm like, yeah, like I was like, okay, like I'm just like, okay, like you know, and I'm just there like looking at this like,
oh, I want updates every week, sir.
we get some very interesting ones.
We can make
like
new
I said,
segments on this podcast.
yeah. The other ones that the other 2 that I wanted to point out was one's a sad one. And I'm gonna get this one out of the way because someone returned like dog medicine,
No.
like dog pills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like those are the ones that hurt because like you'll see it like, oh, it's like return, it's like complete in box and everything, like blah blah.
There's a
And then
reason.
the comment says no longer needed. Dog
Yeah.
passed away, and you're like, oh fuck,
Shit.
like I don't want to see this shit, like, you know, like, man, like ruining my,
Yeah.
god damn it. But there's also the ones where just like somebody returned like this whole elaborate like, will you marry me,
Oh.
like banner and like fucking plates and cups and shit, and the comment is just, she said no. And I'm like, I don't want to laugh, but I can't help it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, she said no, and like sad face. Oh my god.
I
Of
knew
course.
what you were gonna say before you said it, and it's still the funniest fucking thing I've heard today.
Yeah, dude, it's just like it's a very interesting beast working there and whatnot. And it's a warehouse job, it's a labor job. I say easy money question mark because like I said, like I'm doing the same thing repeatedly every hour. I get basically an hour of break, which is a 30-minute lunch at 2:15s.
Damn.
And but it's like I said, it's just repetitive. It's mundane. It's just like, just keep doing the same thing over and over. But other than that, there's like really no, like the stuff that I'm lifting up is no more than 20 pounds. So it's a lot of clothing that we get, a lot of small electronics and stuff like that. And I get everything, like I said, bathing suits, lingerie, adult toys, fucking all that shit too. Yeah.
Oh,
So
they're returning. Oh no.
we escalate that
She
shit.
said no, Corey.
Yeah, she said no, Corey. Yeah. We escalate that shit like really quick. But yeah, but
There's the other title. She said no.
yeah, she said no. Yeah,
I like that one a little bit
Yeah.
more. She said no.
she said no, and but yeah, so that's what's going on there. Going to the positives of it, like I said, despite that there's a lot of people working there, every section basically, like every row has its own little mini department. So there's a lot of micromanaging, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But it's not really like micromanaging. They're like not on you unless like you're like specifically fucking up. And that's the reason why I wanted to describe it as high school, because I was just like, oh, there's like a lot of like, it's like you going to school and there's a lot of classes and there's a lot of different teachers and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's like okay, rows 5 through 6 are going to be run by this person today, and rows 7 and 8 are going to be run by this person today, and everybody kind of works differently. Like you can rotate depending on how you end up, and everybody works differently. And there's the group of people that go there, like the different types of people.
The cliques.
Yeah, like kudos to fucking Amazon for just being all inclusive. One of the first things I noticed when I walked in there is they had all the pride flags hanging up on the wall. They had like Latinos for Amazon, Black Lives Matters, like all this stuff. And I was just like, holy shit. They have like a whole department of I hope I'm not saying this wrong, but people that speak only in sign language. I want to say they're called mutes.
ASL. Or well, ASL is assisted sign language, I think, is when you're like going to a panel or something, they say it has ASL. I'm not sure. Yeah.
But like they have people that just speak in sign language working in the department. They've got people with handicap, like handicapable people.
Yeah,
It's like they're missing limbs because like war veterans and stuff like that.
Right.
So they're very, very like on that like whole front.
Have you made any friends yet?
Oh yeah, plenty. I got my Hawaiian friend Amy.
Good old Hawaiian Amy.
Hawaiian friend Amy was the first one he said too. Did you notice that?
That's not her name, but like the reason why I say that is because, so like once again, it's like high school, right? I'm saying it's like you get all these people, all these wonderful people that are coming in and out, and they put me in this department, in this lane, in this spot, and across from me is like this beautiful looking like girl. Like I'm like looking at her and I'm just like, oh, like Dream Weaver, kicks in and all that shit, and I'm like, oh my god, like this girl's like she's gorgeous, like la, and like 5 minutes into it, it's like shift change, and like she's gone. Never seen her like since and stuff like that. And Hawaiian, my good friend Hawaiian Amy walks in and she's like, "Hey, brother," and like big mama type girl, and like showing me the ropes and like trying to teach me.
She's your Hawaiian mama. It sounds like is what it sounds like.
Yeah, basically, and she's been like feeding me. So that's been pretty cool.
She's been feeding you.
Yeah, but it's like it's so like, but like I said, like the place is so big. It's just like you see them there now, and then you don't see them for like a couple of days because everybody works different shifts. Everybody works different hours. Some people pick up shifts and whatnot. But at the end of it, I wanted to call it. I want to say it's more like Squid Game because I started off there. I got hired as 36 other individuals. There's only 12 of us left.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The turnaround, if people cannot handle
the
like
9 hours,
that the 9 hours, people don't like the job. The biggest factor is that we get a lot of young kids that start working there and they don't know how to put away their phones. Which is like, they don't tell you can't have your phone on there. They're just like, don't have your phone outside. Don't be listening to music. Don't be on the phone while you're working. There's designated areas for that. We got music playing around, like which is a whole different beast, music jukebox and whatnot that I'll get into. That'll be like the last thing that I talk about. But yeah, overall, Amazon offers a lot. I already got benefits like day one being there.
Yeah,
They
you
gave
told
me
us too that like you're able, like they said, yeah, you can be off for MagFest. So
yeah. Basically, it's the biggest thing they focus on there is making sure that you keep a rate of 42% up in like work, like
yeah,
packages that you're receiving and stuff like
right,
that.
right, right.
And then
Your quota.
and that you're there, and then yeah, your quota, and then you're there on time. That's it. Like as long as you're there, like they're not gonna fuck up. And furthermore, it's just like the more you work for them, the more time you accrue off as well. So I can basically work myself up to 10 hours of what they call like Amazon time.
hmm
And if I want a day off or whatever, I want a couple hours off of my shift, I can use that time and then just be like, it's like different from PTO, it's different from vacation, it's like their own thing.
It's
And that,
their monopoly money, is what it is.
yeah, and that's how they basically figure out like who's fucking up. Because the people that are like always running late, they lose an hour. Always leaving early, they
Oh,
lose an hour. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So eventually, like once you
They
get
go
down
to
to like
nothing.
zero, and you start hitting the negatives, they're gonna be like, all right, well, you're gone.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
so
the people that think, well, I'm amongst 400, 500 ants. They're not going to notice my shifts. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
no,
yeah.
you clock in and out, dumbass.
They're tracking you.
So
You're a number in
yeah,
the
they're
system.
tracking.
Yeah.
So that's why I called it. That's why I called it like Squid Game, because like I feel like since I've been there, like there's only a few people left from like the group that I originally started, and like some other people have told me the same thing, that they started with like maybe like 40 people, and there's only about like 5 or 6 of them left,
Damn.
and whatnot. And I get it. Uh, they offer a lot. Like they offer a lot for you to grow within the company. They like to promote from within the company, and it's not about the experience that you had; it's what you're willing to learn and what you're willing to give back to the company. And so my plan originally was like I was gonna be like, oh, I'll do this for like about 6 months to a year, and I really, really want to push it to for a year now, because Leftover Ginger had pointed out that they had an interview with Amazon for the IT department. I
Yeah.
didn't know that after a year of being with Amazon, I can apply for their program called Career Choices, which
Oh.
basically says, "Hey, we'll pay for your school as
Oh,
long as
fuck yeah.
you stick with us and work with us." And I can essentially
Like
ride
Taco
that
Bell
out
does
for a
that.
year. Yeah, I can ride that out for a year, and then once that hits, I can apply for their IT department, and they'll send me to school for 9 months, and then I have an IT job through Amazon.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just people don't want to wait. People want instant fucking rewards. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the job's not bad. The job is repetitive. Yeah, it could.
I mean,
The
you can
hours
make a
might suck.
career at Amazon.
This is get Eddie out of his shithole plan. You know what I mean? Like I gotta get back out there somehow. So I just this is the way to go about it. But like yeah, no, there's so many good positive things like about it. Like I said, that they really tried out to do. I can understand why people don't like the idea or don't like the work. Because it's just repetitive. I've talked to kids. I talked to a person that was a streamer, and I started laughing because they're like, "Oh, I stream on Twitch. I got like 20 viewers on average. Like blah blah blah. I make like this money, so I want to make that my career." And I'm just kind of like, "Well,
Okay.
don't put your eggs all in the one basket. Like blah
Yep.
blah blah. This and that. Like just kind of like diversify and use this platform as that."
Did you ever tell
But
them you were a streamer?
no, I don't. I don't tell people that I'm a
that's
streamer. It's
that's
just
a
like there's no need for it.
No.
Yeah.
Just handing out
'cause
business
then
cards at work.
that kid will think Eddie's his best friend real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, but oh no, there is a friend that I
Oops.
can't shake off, and that's a whole
Already
different
got
thing.
him.
But there are ScrubVerse stickers just kind of hanging out in the conveyor belts of Amazon now. So let's go.
Nice.
Are you just slapping them on places?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Like he's in a punk
so-
band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're gonna be like, okay, ScrubVerse, where do we go? Like, what is it? I'm just gonna Google.
Someone will look
ScrubVerse?
it up.
Eventually.
Yeah, somebody
I
will
guess.
look it up. But yeah, and to finish off, I think I thought this would be a great point to like finish off the whole Amazon talk and whatnot is the music. So
Okay.
they play music on the loudspeakers there, and it's basically whoever connects first
Oh,
gets to choose the music for the shift type of thing.
Interesting.
And I'm not talking
shit.
amongst like the employees. I'm talking about like amongst the managers and stuff like that, the leadership that's there, right?
Okay.
Whoever shows up first gets to connect to the PA system, and then like you get to blast the music. So in the 2 weeks that I've been there, I think my favorite point was like going down like the late 90s, early 2000s when like
Okay.
somebody was playing like, like Chumbawamba and fucking like Yellow Card, like and stuff like that. Like
Oh, man,
Good
Ocean
Charlotte was there.
Avenue.
Yeah, like so it was just like so great. There's the person that plays like the 80s flashback hits and stuff like that. And
So
then
it's
of
different
course
every day.
when I said that it's like high school, it's because like you say it, like you have these personalities. There's the one dude that I saw with the long hair, like he's in a fucking garage like rock band, and he's wearing a shirt that says "Arrive, raise hell, leave." And I'm like, "Yep, I've seen you before." And he's the one that puts like Master of Puppets like
Yeah.
on the PA system, and then they're just like, no, that's a little too much. Like you can't do that.
Really?
Right?
Oh,
Like, yeah,
okay.
like they like you gotta tame it down a bit and stuff. And so it's just like very interesting, like some of the stuff. And then like the
All
one person
kinds.
that's having like a bad day, like a shitty day because all the songs are about like breakups and heartache. And I'm like, I can't work to this shit, man. Like I
Yeah.
can't. I need something.
Yeah, oh,
like,
God.
I need something a little bit more upbeat. And but yeah, no, it's a music jukebox. It's fucking great. It's fucking fantastic. Like I said, it's do I come home tired? Absolutely. Does my foot hurt at times? Yes. Does my back ache from time to time? Yes. But guess what? I got a good fucking schedule. I got a good fucking schedule. I have a break in the week and on the weekends, and there's opportunity here for something a lot more.
Your
And
daytime
I'm
streams are
all in.
going well too. So
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. That's like I've seen an interesting growth on these late night streams, early morning streams that I've been doing. But
And you haven't met Jesus
that's just
yet.
the bonus. I have not met Jesus yet. I have not met the Lord, the Lord.
what
But
are you talking about?
Fucking the weekend retreat he went on.
Oh,
With
weekend retreat I went
yeah.
on, yeah.
I tend to
Yeah.
not remember anything from my friends. So
How could you not remember that? I played that whole fucking story for Rachel because I enjoyed it so much.
That might need to
There
be
it
a
is.
clip. We can clip that.
Yeah. That's like 30 minutes long.
It's an episode.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, and to finish off my week, I'll talk about the games that I've been playing. Since we mentioned the stream and whatnot. I wasn't sure how the schedule was going to work and how tired I was going to be. So I wasn't thinking of doing lengthy games. I was thinking like more short term games. And we decided to start Ninja Nutvember.
I get it.
Yeah. So we decided we're just playing a bunch of ninja games. Cyber Shadow is fucking
I
fantastic.
told you.
Cyber Shadow is a fucking
You
great
played
game.
it that night. Like the last time we had a podcast, you were like playing it later. Like you streamed it like after the podcast.
Yeah, because I wanted something so that I can just pick up and play and not worry too much about
Music's
it. So
really good.
the music is good. The graphics look great. The story is pretty decent. But yeah, like Cyber Shadow is fantastic. We tried Ninja Gaiden Sigma, and
Okay.
Ugh.
God, that game is awful.
The Wii was that the one on Wii U? or
I
something?
think so. Yeah, I think it's like
Something-
Wii U
yeah.
or the PS3. All I know is that I wanted to play Ninja Gaiden Sigma because I remember playing Ninja Gaiden Black on the original Xbox, and it's not the same game anymore. It's like a remake of a remake, and then remade for so they remade it for like the Wii U and PS3,
Right.
and then they remade it for the
Yeah.
PS4 for the collection. And it's somewhere along the line, it just got broken. It's just like design is not off. It just doesn't play right. It feels on flimsy. I hated it. I had a bad time. And it's not like people were like people rage quit on the first boss because it's so like difficult. No, I went past that. I wasn't having a good time with it. It did not play as
you gotta
as
play
well as
Shinobi. Shinobi's
Shinobi's
better.
great. Shinobi on the PS2 is really good. And so we switched from that. We went on over to the
Only
Messenger.
halfway through the month anyway.
Yeah, we went over to the Messenger. The Messenger's another good game too. That I had started a long time ago, and then I dropped it. And then as I was playing it, I remember why I dropped it. Spoiler alerts for those out there.
I remember
There
you
is
saying
a part.
this.
There is a part in the game that opens up the world and it makes it into a Metroidvania type of game.
Yeah.
And then it just feels like the game is just dragging on, and I'm like,
That's
man,
where I
I
fell
am
off the
ready.
first time too.
Yeah, I'm just ready for this game to be over. Like I want it to be done.
My
like,
sense of direction was kind of gone.
Yeah. So yeah, because Cyber Shadow was like point A to point B. You can go
Yeah.
back to the other levels and explore again. But this was just like, no, it's opened this up, and I'm like, ugh.
You have
I
to
didn't
literally
need
go
this.
back to every level you've already been to.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't need this, and I was like, it's all right, but it's for what it is. It's
Wow.
still a fun game. It's still a fun game. It's
That
still,
sounds
uh,
exactly like what happened with me in Fallout 4 when I got to what I thought was the end, and it's like this big sort of twist. And I won't, if someone's not played Fallout 4, I guess I won't spoil it yet. But it happens, and then it's like, and now you got to go pick a faction. I'm like, oh, the thing I've been avoiding this entire game? I think I'm done. I think I'm done.
yeah. So that's what ended up happening with the messenger, and I was just like, like I said, Cyber Shadow over the messenger is how I see it. The messenger is fun to play. Definitely check it out. Definitely check both of them out. But like some people will probably think that that made the game better, the whole Metroidvania thing. I digress. We switched on over to Legend of Mystical Ninja on the Super Nintendo.
Before you leave the messenger, I do have to say that absolutely love how it switches. I mean, it happens halfway through the game, but the 8-bit to 16-bit and the musical
Yeah.
arrangements. I have the messenger vinyl, and one side is all the 8-bit ones, and you flip it over, and it's all the 16-bit songs.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
So yeah,
That is
it's
pretty
pretty
cool.
good.
I mean,
That's why I love
like,
the music in the messenger.
the music in the messenger is great. The graphic transition from 8-bit to 16-bit is also good. I'm not saying it doesn't have any bad
right.
it doesn't have any good qualities to it. It's just that particular part in the story where it opens up and it becomes a Metroidvania game.
Well,
I
you're
could have
not a
been I could
fan
have
of
done without it.
Metroidvanias really either, are you?
No, I don't mind them. I'm getting used to them.
Right.
I just did Circle of the Moon and I had a blast with it and stuff like that. And I played a couple of indie ones like Gato Roboto and
Oh yeah.
what was the other one? Momodora. The thing about it is, it's just like the game was so linear. I didn't need that at that point. If you would have given me that right at the beginning, then I think I would have been like,
it was a
okay,
Metroidvania the whole time.
yeah. But like you gave it to me like right at the end, where like I'm going through all of this. It seems like I got to the end, and it's just like no. And it's
Yeah.
just like, and it's just basically to collect shit to get to the final fucking area. And I'm like, "Ay, like, come on, like,
They
I gotta
pay
work
the
harder
game
for
out.
this. Yeah, but
Play
we,
Brutal Legend.
yeah,
Shut up.
oh yeah. We switched on over to Legend of Mystical Ninja. Fuck that game. Fuck that game.
For the one on
That's the
Super Nintendo.
The one on Super
Yeah.
Nintendo. Like, my
Ganbei
first
Boyamon or Goemon?
Ganbare Goemon. My first exposure to the Mystical Ninja was on Nintendo 64, which I
That was
will get
mine.
to.
Yeah.
So it's a good game. It's a great game. It's a fun game.
The
And when I
N64
found
one.
out, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the Nintendo 64 one.
Okay.
When I found out that there was a Super Nintendo game, I was like, well, I gotta check this out.
Right.
It's presented well, and I should have known that when they had changed their names,
Yeah.
something was going to be wrong. So in the Americanized version or the Western version of Legend of Mystical Ninja on the Super Nintendo, Ganbare Goemon and his friend Ebisumaru are known as Kid Ying and Dr. Yang.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
The game is a kind of open world top down.
Yeah, the sprites in that game are really good.
Yeah, side scroller platformer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everything's attacking you at all times,
Yes.
basically.
Oh yeah.
Is what it comes down to. And he doesn't have the Legend of Zelda swing where like he can like hit
No,
his
it's
pipe
like bop,
sideways.
bop.
It's only like up,
Overhead.
down, left, or right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's rough. It can be rough. The music is good, the graphics are great, but it is a very, very difficult game.
Yeah.
And
it
the
is.
ending is just like it gets to a point where I'm 8 hours into the stream and I'm playing this game and
Wow.
I'm over it and I'm like tired and the game nearly broke me. I was like, I don't think I can do this. I was like, I don't think I'm like
What am I
4
doing
or
with my
5
life?
yeah, like I'm like I don't think I can do this. And I was telling like Chad, I was just like, I can't. I think I think I'm done. I don't care about this game anymore. Like it started off fun, and then it got like, okay, this is tough, and then by the end I was like, fuck this game. Like fuck this game. I ended up beating it though. I
love it
using
when you
save state.
when you find a game like that. You're like, fuck this game for real. Fuck
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah.
I
Fuck
found that
this
over the
game.
weekend. So
And but yeah, like we played that, and then I went over to Mystical Ninja on the 64, starring Ganbare Goemon, and that game is just so fantastic.
the mech,
experience-
the mech fight's the best.
The mech fights, the comedy in it, the little laugh tracks that they have. They're putting on this whole show. It's fucking great, and just experiencing like the Japanese culture off of this game. I remember as a kid, I was just like, "What the hell is this?" But it plays amazing. The camera control really well. You get 4 characters that you get to play as. They all play differently with all different weapons. If you have not checked out Mystical Ninja starring Ganbare Goemon on Nintendo 64, please do yourself a favor and either look at some gameplay or find a way,
Play
because
it
there's
another
clearly,
way.
yeah, it's a fun game, and I'm hoping that it comes over to the Switch's expansion one way or the other, but we'll see.
They got a lot of random shit they could put on there, and Mystical Ninja would be one of them.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's been like my week. Aside from pickups, the only thing I did get was the Doom Classics collection from Limited Run
Oh, nice.
on the Switch. Yep, there you go.
Hey,
Got
I
it.
got
Yep, thank
mine
you
too.
for the
Here it
reminder.
is. Hey.
Which card did you get?
Oh, that's a very good question. I got the whatever
Ooh,
this guy is.
You got the Cyber Demon. Oh, he got it too.
Oh well, shit.
Yeah,
You guys
There
got
we
the
go.
same one.
I got the same one.
Mine didn't come with one. I
257.
got mine virtual.
See, the thing
Lame.
about it is, I realized that when this came in, I have apparently like multiple copies of the Doom collection for
Everybody
each
does.
console, and I have no idea why.
Oh,
Yeah, I have the Doom for like collection for this Doom Slayer collection for the PlayStation 4. I got the Switch collection now, and they're available on Game Pass for the Xbox. So
I
yeah,
definitely already have the BFG edition like behind me for PS3
nice.
because that had all of them, all 3 of them, I think, as well, and like a co-op. That was like the first way you could play Doom co-op or something. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, and the only Doom game I've actually beaten has been Doom 3.
That's crazy.
That's kind of part of the reason I got this collection because I wanted to play that game again
Yeah.
and not on my PC. That was one that was a weird release back when that came out.
It doesn't really feel like. Oh, I forgot that we have those YouTube alerts on. So you
What
guys,
YouTube alert?
you
What
guys will
happened?
see him in a minute. It's gonna cover something real fun. Is gonna cover Scotty's face. So Emily, thanks for that subscription.
Fucking wonderful.
No, it's interesting because I don't think Doom 3. I don't consider that like it's a Doom game, but it's not a Doom game.
They were trying to be Half-Life with it real hard.
Yeah, they were.
Yep, that's Chris's face.
Nice.
I forgot I set that up. So, all right, Scotty.
And that lets everybody know how far behind we are, or how
Yeah.
far behind the thing is compared to us. So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. First, I want to say because I keep forgetting to say it, Eddie. Since you like Earthbound, you should try out the newer game Citizens of Earth because it is
Citizens of
very
Earth?
much, in the vein of Earthbound. I'm not sure if the same people made it, but it is a lot of the same humor and it's kind of the same sort of well, it is the same kind of gameplay. It's a action RPG type dealio.
Oh, okay. It's on Steam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was on it. I think it might only be a Steam release and only digitally or something. I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure somebody in the chat's played it too. They could maybe doubly recommend that. But
Oh, it's made by
yeah.
Atlas.
Oh, there you go. So
Yeah, Earthbound has been a very good delight and find for me, honestly. And you brought one thing up that like playing games like where someone's just like commentating and you guys were like we're doing the Let's Plays like with Mega Man Legends and all that stuff has been
Mhm.
fun. Like I think that's one of the most things that I enjoy about playing Earthbound right now is that I've been playing with a friend and
Mhm.
it's just being able to talk about what's going on at that point. It's just fucking fantastic.
Yeah, co-piloting
Yeah.
is really good on single player games like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of co-piloting, it's been. I just streamed for Extra Life Day through the Megavision's Twitch channel. Played 12 hours of Shenmue. Boy, I could have used a co-pilot on co-pilot on that because that game has a lot of downtime, and I didn't realize until I was playing it that I thought it's Shenmue. People will come in and watch and talk about it. And Eddie, you came in and talked, so I thank you for hanging out.
Yeah.
Avali was in there a good bit. Thank you, Avali. But when there's not someone there and all I'm doing is walking past the arcade for the 30th time and playing darts, it's like, oh fuck. I love this game, but Jesus, it's too slow. So, but it was still an okay stream because I made it interesting for myself by every time you get a golden can, out of a vending machine, I would put another hat on my head uh, while I was streaming, and so I
Nice.
had like 6 or 7 hats by the end of it. To the point that I was like, I tried to put a Santa hat on, and I was like, oh, this is starting to hurt my neck, so I like just draped it on my shoulder and still have a hat on as I'm playing and stuff. But and I did.
Fucking love it.
I was reading when that game was out on the Dreamcast when it first came out. If you kept those golden cans and didn't use them in the game to redeem them for prizes, you could actually redeem them online through the Shenmue like Passport online marketplace to get marketplace only uh gashapon and different items and stuff. And I was just thinking
Really?
like, man, what a different time. What a fucking time to be alive. I wish that I had used any of the internet capabilities with Shenmue when it was relevant like that. Um so that was cool. But yeah, that oh boy, that game it's so slow paced at some points. I didn't even get that far. I got to when you are Eddie will remember this because he just finished that game, but I got to where you have to get a boat ticket to China and you
Yeah.
get scammed like
Mm-hmm.
right there. I didn't get my actual ticket yet. Like I hadn't even started working the forklift job yet. I didn't make it. I thought I was going to make better time in this game, but I forgot how much cannot happen until like the next day at 3 p.m. or like till 7 o'clock. And meanwhile, I started this objective at 9 p.m. and it's like,
Yeah. Or
oof,
if you
just
miss like the time, it's like you have to wait till the next day. You're like, oh, what
Oh,
the hell's going on? I mean,
yeah.
and trust me, like it was one of those things where like when I first started playing Shenmue, and I mentioned it, I think it was like 2.5 hours in, I was just like, I'm bored. I was like, I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with this game. I was like, I have no idea what's happening. And in the end, I ended up like just loving it so much that I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like this is
Yeah.
great. And like I said, I don't want to spoil it for anybody out there and stuff like that. But when once like you get towards the end of the game and you're just like, what? Like what is going on? Like what is happening? I I could not process that because I just didn't think that back then any game of that like around that time would have given me that type of ending. You know?
Yeah.
I
Only
was
it's like
like,
on par with Halo 2. I think
two,
Halo 2
yeah.
ends on yeah.
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 So it was no, it was it's fun, but like I get that what you're saying. Like there's points where you're just kind of like I don't know what's happening. Like help.
There was I had a guide with me too. I was using a physical strategy guide that I have for that game, and thank God for that thing. I was missing stuff, but at the same time, I was like, "Oh, I've got plenty. It'd be like I started at 10 a.m. my time, so and it would be like 2 p.m. and I'd be thinking like, oh, I can kill some time in the arcade. I don't have to worry about doing this. But it's like, in retrospect, I should have just fucking plowed through the story. Um, and the second one just really respects your time so much more because
Yeah.
you can fast travel stuff. But yeah. So, thank you, Evely, saying it was an ambitious stream. Um, but it was fun. It was still fun. And right after the stream, like an hour after the stream, people were still. Actually, Rachel and I were watching like other people's Extra Life streams, and then I got a message saying, "Oh, you just got a $50 Facebook donation." I'm like, "Wait, what? Oh shit! Wait,
fuck
oh
yeah.
man." So we surpassed the $2,000 goal like an hour and a half after I stopped streaming. So I was
Hey.
bummed about that, but I was still like, it was still exciting because it was like I still kind of felt good after the stream. Like I could, like at 12 hours, we've all done lengthy streams. 12 hours is not that big of a deal. And I was taking breaks and stuff, and I was getting through some of it with that party pack G Fuel
There you
Garbo
go.
as well.
You said it tastes pretty
And
good though, right?
it's fine. The peach one is better. The chili dogs are always horrible. So
Ugh.
It's interesting too because like I know like we talk about like the lengthy streams because like that's what I've been doing on like on my days off my streams because I have to stay up and I have nothing else better to do and I know that if I just like lay down in bed and watch TV I'm gonna end up passing out, so that's why I've been like streaming like these lengthy,
I mean, you've
like I
been
start
pulling
at
in
10
some
p.m.
numbers to make some money, so
yeah,
all that's extra cash.
But it's yeah, and the funny thing is that like there's people out there that they can't do more than 2 hours on stream. Like they start talking about like their voice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh yeah, like my voice is getting sore, my attention span, like blah blah. So yeah, like to me, it's just like I question. I'm like, there's something wrong with me. I'm like, what am I doing? But I
Oh,
think it goes back.
right.
It goes back to the whole thing of what type of position you're in and like what you're doing. I don't have to deal with a lot of people like even before when I wasn't streaming I was just kind of hanging out here at home. The only person I talked to is my roommate, You know what I mean?
Right.
So now it's just like even at work, it's just like, where am I reporting? Here you go. Have a good day. Cool. So it's not like I'm there talking to anybody all the time. So I feel like maybe that's the reason why. But hey, um, energy
Well,
drinks
it was
help.
like one of my favorite streams ever was when I started the game Tempo on 32X. I had played it a little bit kind of just to make sure the cartridge worked, but I started it up and I ended up beating the game that stream. But
Yeah.
also there were people in it the whole time that we were all like, "Holy shit, why do more people not know about this game? Like the sprite work is beautiful, the soundtrack is great. These bonus level mini games are so insanely addictive." And it was just constant conversation and like constant like everyone was experiencing this thing with me for the first time. And so that's one of my favorite streams because of the conversations with people that unfortunately I haven't met in real life yet, but it's just that like buddy chill hangout time. So
Yeah.
those ones are always good. And there were parts of that with Shenmue that were fun. Like I think Eddie, you were in when I was doing the QTE thing and silent and like not blinking for a solid
Yeah.
7 minutes.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because when I played that QTE part, I thought I was pretty decent at it. Like I thought I was
Yeah.
pretty good at it. And then Scotty comes in and he's just like, and I think I want to say it was your first try too. Where you're like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and play the QTE game, like la la la.
Yeah.
And he like it just like zone in, like let's go, and he starts doing the like the motions, and he just keeps on going. And you're talking though, you're talking like while this is happening. And I'm like, you're just kind of like, oh, like this is happening, like la la la, this and this and that. And then and I'm like watching, I'm like, he hasn't even like lost once, and it just keeps on going. And then it gets to a point where you're like, wait, it's never done this before. Like where you got two at the same time.
Oh, I had never had that happen before, and it totally threw me off. And then I like
Yeah.
fucked up immediately after I think the next one or
And
whatever.
yeah,
But
the next
man,
two were done, and I was just like, but
yeah.
yeah, dude, that was incredible. I was like, what the hell? Like,
I turned into Rain Man when I did that or something. It was something.
yeah, for real, that was good.
Yeah, those are fun. Like I remember when I was playing that with Chris and Marson of the Megavisions, and we were doing like talking about, or no, it was another one. But I was like, "Why you guys want to see like next time we play through who has the best score for darts or the other QTE or whatever, just to like do a little mini competition." But those things are fun. And that was also a time when like that was not in. You had games within a game that wasn't really um in every video game like they are now or in
Yeah,
some way shape or form. So no, but it was, yeah, I mean I just want to make sure that people don't think I suddenly hate Shenmue. It was just that, man, I forgot how much of a droll some of that game can be. um and it was we weren't we I Eddie saw one of the glitches too when Rio was talking to a dude and suddenly
oh
his head was like detached and like looking
yeah,
way further
he
to the side than a
literally.
human being can.
It's like he's talking to the dude like right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
What?
it was really, I don't know what happened. It was the way I positioned him to talk to someone, and he just was not. It wasn't. It was some weird uncanny crap. But yeah, it was good.
Just
That
great. I
game was
remember.
great.
I think that was like one of the first things that we talked upon too. It's like when like even like the kids and everybody, anyone that has to look up to you or look your way, it's just like their head is
Oh
just
yeah,
cranked out like left or right. Especially grandma
yeah,
in the flower shop, who's like
yeah.
bending down already and has to look up, and it's just like yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Her pivot point is like her hip or something instead of,
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird. So that was fun. No, but I mean, we got $2,000 for the kids, so that was pretty cool. That kind of that's the last big stream for Extra Life for the year and everything. So that's cool. And I should have brought up the total for Extra Life, but they did insane numbers. Just overall, everybody was doing it um, for that day, so that was cool. Otherwise, though, been doing a lot of overtime at work because it's that time of year and it sucks and whatever. Um, I do have a couple pickups. I'm gonna skip a short version of fun hospital trip is I was in the ER because of muscle tension in my neck, and it was like Batman in the 1989 movie, and that was really shitty. And I was out of work for a couple of days, and the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. No joke. Like it was the kind of pain. Like I'll say, I don't want to. I've told this story so much, I'm tired of it. That like if you guys have ever been in enough pain that you don't realize you're in pain until like you're crying and you
Yeah.
didn't even register that
Yeah.
you were crying until you're like, oh, I need help Yeah, so
Help me.
um, so
Yeah.
that was great. But if anyone ever experiences like stress-related muscle acute torticollis, I forget what it's called. Your muscles tighten too much. You can't use them. Just use hot and cold. Switch them out. I had a Hedon. Do I have it behind me? No, it's downstairs. Like one of those beanbag sort of things on my neck. Switching that out every 15 minutes with a pack of ice, and just that loosens the muscles more than anything. So, little health pro tip that a nurse gave us, a friend of a friend and stuff. But that was shit. And then I got better on Wednesday. Corey and I streamed something, and then Rachel got me sick with the cold, and I was sick the rest of the week with that. And that
Yeah,
was
we
just
played
2
Illbleed.
weeks of my stupid life. Oh yeah, that's right. And also October was too busy because between me and Rachel, we saw 9 shows and probably over 20 different bands. And I
Jesus.
went to 2
Wow.
conventions and just too much. So we've slowed down significantly this month. Um, and I'll mention a couple of pickups in a second from those things, but um, did get more stuff from Limited Run. Along with Eddie I got Doom. I forgot that I ordered the Takeover,
Oh, nice.
but I got that on PS4, so that's cool. Starring everyone's favorite Smosh character Shane Top on the cover. But
that character is
and
voiced by Takahata 101 from the Team 4-Star.
all right.
God damn it, Scotty.
I don't know names.
Dragon
except for
Ball
the
Z
one I just said.
abridged.
Oh, okay. I haven't actually watched that, but I know I should. And
Yeah.
then this came quicker than
I was
any other
laughing
thing
at the
I've
Shane
ever.
Top joke.
Yeah, this came quicker than anything I've ever ordered by Limited Run. Their
Oh, wow.
book. They got what is it actually called? The Complete Run, Volume 1, 2015-2016. So it talks about those 2 first years.
Oh.
And Doug and Josh of Limited Run actually sign every copy of it, so it's pretty cool. But it has am I gonna? Okay, yeah, but it has their first 2 years worth of games. And no, the camera's not gonna focus on a goddamn thing. I'm holding up to it right now, but there it is anyway. So, but no, it's really cool. It's a hardback. There is a paperback as well, but it just goes into a little more detail about each of their first 2 years of game releases. I realized that I don't own a damn thing from those first 2 years. I think the first thing and what brought me to Limited Run was Windjammers actually on the PS4. So
That makes sense.
yeah, but like it's really nice. It's got like checklists in here and other things, and just some detailed screenshots. You know, it's nice to see them all blown up in like the concept art. That's the word I couldn't think of. So I am looking forward to more of those to come. So I'm not a fan of the cover itself. Like the cover looks a little too sporadic.
Kind of bland.
Yeah, but it's still cool that it exists. And Limited
It's
Run is
we call that a good coffee table book.
yeah,
You
it
got
is.
Sha-
Like
you
I
got
would not be able to
Shantae.
read this in bed. Yeah, Shantae
Yeah.
was one of their first
Sold.
releases.
Want it.
Yeah. No, it's got. I didn't realize. I kind of want to get Octodad. They did that on the Vita and the PS4, but there's for people watching.
Yeah,
it shows on the back all
Octodad
the stuff they put out.
is interesting.
So.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then let's see. Oh, a new vinyl came in. Both of you, I know, will like these guys if you have not already heard of them. Wolf Club. They are a new wave retro joint.
That cover of that vinyl looks great.
Yeah, it looked pretty good overall.
Reminds me of Christine.
It's called Just Drive. Is the latest album. That's volume 1, and
that's like the second or third time I hear that this week. Christine, because that's the one about the car, right?
Yeah, it's the one about the car. It's the Stephen King story.
Yeah. Because in Earthbound, there's a point where you get there, the taxi cab cars just start attacking you.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, it's Christine," and I'm like, "What?"
That's great. Yeah,
Nice.
that movie was directed by John Carpenter too. So
yeah, both you guys though, I am recommending Wolf Club to you.
Wolf
because
Club.
They're
I will
along
listen
the
to
lines
that
of, like,
on the spoofies.
Yeah, they're definitely in the playlists with the Midnight and FM84 and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to go to that midnight show in Austin. That midnight show is this Friday, so I'm gonna give. I got some friends in Austin, so I'm gonna see if any of them want to go, and I'll give them my tickets. 'Cause it's sold
Nice.
out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are on tour. People are on
Yeah.
tour.
Alright.
And then some other quick pickups. So actually, this weekend we had something go on almost every night, but it was not any rock shows, which was neat. So Friday night, we saw a one-man show called Karloff, which is the life story of Boris Karloff, best known
Okay.
for his portrayal as Frankenstein's monster and then the Mummy.
Mhm.
So a good bit of the Universal monsters, but no, it was really well done. And then after the show, there was a Zoom call with his daughter and the author of a biography of Karloff, which we need to find.
Oh,
But
wow, nice.
um, yeah, it was really well done. It was really cool. And that I thought that happened before the show and we missed it. And Rachel didn't know about it. This was also an early birthday gift for her because she's Frankenstein's monster and the creature from the Black Lagoon are her two favorite Universal monsters. And so this was really cool. And she even got to ask a question to Boris Karloff's daughter. He was
That's
married to
cool.
like 6 different people, but only had one kid. And she's like in her 90s, but still had as quick of a wit as any of us. Like it was
Yeah.
great. Because she was having one of the best parts of the call was like she couldn't figure out how to turn her webcam on. And so the author, I forget his name, Steven something, but was saying like you have to make it bigger, and then you should see the button that says more, and you want to click on that. And she's like, "Oh no, you're gonna have to see more of me. I don't know if you want that." Like she was saying stuff like that, and it was great.
That's
But
good.
it was really cool because she had never been to really like I don't want to say professionally done. I don't know. She had never really been to a play, and
Yeah.
I don't really think about that because I was a thespian in high school
I
doing
did not know this
sound and
about you
tech.
until now.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I was doing everything except for school in high school because I was in marching band. I did drumline. I had like my own bands. I was doing theater stuff. So I've seen plenty of musicals and plays, and I did a little bit of that in college too. So I've kind of always been around theater. So I never think about like how Rachel has not. So
Okay.
we're
Bro,
gonna
I
try.
have
We were gonna
to
go,
I have to
huh?
ask, what was like in high school? What was like what role was like the biggest play that you did and like you had
Oh,
a great
they
role
would
in?
no, I didn't do any acting.
Ah,
I was in like sound and lights and the
Oh,
stage
okay.
crew
That
and
makes
stuff.
more sense.
oh yeah,
No, I
pot
hated I
smoking kids.
never
Got it.
was never dude, we did nothing. Like I would get homework done and like we would just goof off and be idiots all day while we were supposed to be sitting in the sound booth. And we
Yeah.
were, but a lot of it was just hangout time really. Um yeah, I mean, they did all that crap. All the big hits like Can't Take It With You and The Man Who Came to Dinner and all that other junk. I don't know. But
Yeah,
Scotty
the,
so
really
no, I've
doesn't
the,
want
always
to
kind
talk
of like
about this.
it's so it I
the reason I asked because I was in theater in high school too. That's why I
okay.
was just
Oh.
like, oh, yeah.
Nerds!
Yeah. No, I mean, that was the people that I preferred to hang out with was like all the goofballs and they did I mean, we all kind of had egos and everybody in theater did, but it was a different type of thing and you didn't have to worry about the jock assholes around. So,
That's true.
but yeah.
True.
And plus also
I
like
took
most of
art.
the marching band and all the band geeks were also in theater, so it was kind of just the same crew
You just
overall.
had a second
So, yeah.
period with them, is basically what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Um so yeah, so we did that and then the next day yeah. And then I was getting emails about like VIP stuff that I didn't know I bought for Mega 64 is on tour right now.
Mhm.
And it was a real confusing experience buying a ticket for this because I thought I saw like general admission for sale. I was like, all right, I'll just get one tomorrow. And then I went back and it's like general admission sold out. You can only get VIP. I'm like, I guess I'll get VIP to see this sold out show. It was very confusing. And they're like VIP tier 1 and tier 2 and whatever. So it was
Sounds
stupid.
like
It
Twitch
was the
subs.
dumbest thing. It was the dumbest thing ever, but I have a lanyard to show that I was early access, whatever the hell that meant.
Early entree.
Yeah, it was dumb for that, but it was really cool to see the Mega 64 crew again. So they did a comedy show, and it's kind of like their panels if you've ever seen them at a convention, but it's more like their stuff they do outside of video games, basically.
Okay.
But with tons of in jokes if you are into video games and stuff. Um, it's so hard to say what I enjoyed without like going into more background of what they've done and everything. But one of the funnier things was they brought back Sight Freak, which is a play off of Mind Freak, Chris Angel,
I
where
know
Sean
that.
dresses up as Chris Demon, and it's wonderful.
Fucking great.
Yeah, and like they did like what they do is they basically troll people that invite them to do stuff a lot, especially through
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth, because they're just best buddies with a lot of Rooster Teeth people, like the decent people.
Yeah.
And so, but there was one thing where they came out and kind of characterized themselves as goths for no reason. And so they did that, and Rocco got possessed. He was used as a medium essentially, and he got first possessed by the ghost of Stan Lee, which was wonderful. And then eventually the ghost of Tim Allen, and they just pretended he was going to die soon and talked about how horrible of a person he is. It was pretty great.
He sucks.
And then when a joke didn't succeed so well with Tim Allen, Rocco would just go, and that would, be the punctuation.
Dude, I still talk about that first. Oh, is that car running? And he just walks out.
Yeah. Oh my god! If you want to talk about a show that didn't age well, watch Home Improvement.
Yeah.
So, but no, I bought some stuff. I waited until Rachel came out to the merch table with me because I was going to spend way more money because I just love what Mega 64 does. They're half the reason I ever did unboxings. They're half the reason I like acquired an ego on YouTube, so to speak. And they're all cool guys. I'll never forget the first time I talked to Derek. I didn't explain to anyone who's watching this on the internet, but Mega 64 is a comedy troupe that imitates video games to mess with people in real life. But they always have a booth at PAX East or any PAX, and they were also like half the reason we ever went to PAX. And I forget why, but Derek and I were BSing about something, and somehow it got on the top of the marching band. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I play bass drum in marching band." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I mean, bass drum's pretty much the most important instrument in the marching band. And he like reaches behind him. He's like, "You're right, bass drum is the most important instrument," and just handed me their con exclusive DVD for free. Because we were just talking for so long about shit. So yeah, they're all really good guys. They're like very dry and sarcastic humor. I think comes off as being pompous, but they really aren't. But they were all it was just good to see them again because it reminded me of like the convention life that's kind of gone the wayside. Because PAX I have not been to in years because it got so congested and expensive.
I'm telling you, man, MagFest is about to be crazy.
Yeah, well, that's a different beast, though. PAX is just becoming like the Comic-Con of video game conventions real fast.
Oh,
so,
yeah, it's just too
I mean,
much.
PAX is didn't the Southwest one just get canceled?
Closed. I never saw that big of a turnaround, I guess, or something. There's 5 of them, or there were before South closed, because there was East, Seattle, South, Australia, and then Tabletop, which was PAX Analog in, I think, Philly or something. But yeah, so but no, I grabbed a couple things. They had tour shirts, so I had to get a tour shirt, and I love this fucking shirt. So good luck explaining to the listeners everything that's fucking on here. It's called the Last Laugh Tour, but
there's a skull. It's very thespian, I guess. I don't know. No, what the is there a Golden Gate Bridge?
It looks like it could be the cover of a horror movie from back in the days.
It looks like it could be a cover of an Edgar Allan Poe book.
Very macabre.
Yeah, macabre.
Yeah. And then like the back has a bunch of landmarks as well, and the tour dates and stuff, and like an airplane and the Bean isn't that Chicago or something?
The Chicago Bean.
So.
Chicago.
But yeah,
what?
So the Chicago Bean. So I got that, and I also have been looking for a new sweatshirt. So the sweatshirt I have on right now, it's got some anime titties, but
there we go.
Sort of says Mega 64, but
we love some anime titties.
Yeah, so I mean, my fiance didn't have a problem with it, so I think that's everything. Oh, we got a signed poster because we were early access and whatever. So hooray!
There you go.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was neat. It was just really cool to see them again and to go to something that was not a rock show and be exhausted. And, we got to sit. How about that? Nice. Both shows we went to, we were sitting in chairs.
Yeah, you're like, this is the best ever.
Yeah. Too tired and too old, I guess. I played some video games.
played some?
And I'll
Cool.
just mention real quick, I finished the remake of RE2, Resident Evil 2. Scum
Nice.
saved the shit out of that. And definitely I didn't mean to, but I accidentally put myself in assisted, like the easiest mode for Leon's scenario 2, and
Okay.
had way more ammo and everything than I needed at the end.
Having a field day.
Yeah, that's kind of how Resident Evil games go, though. If you've ever played one, you hoard everything until you get to the last boss, and then you don't even have enough item slots for all the ammo that you have.
It's the same with JRPGs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think they realize that too because there's a trophy achievement on there to get through the game without opening up the item box once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
Probably
like,
could've
How
done
the
that.
fuck would you do that? Okay.
Well, that would be hard though with all those stupid. The dumbest thing with the new Resident Evils is that fucking ammo powder. I hate that. And I
yeah, I'm not a
understand
fan
they're
of it
trying to
either.
do
Yeah.
it to like micromanage your slots and like
Ammo
what
powder?
ammo you use. Yeah, because there's 3 kinds in it. I think there's the small one, the large one, which 2 smalls equal handgun, a small and a large
Oh,
equal shotgun,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's the Magnum one that is another thing. So you can mix and match this shit, and it's like I don't even fucking use the blue herbs in this game. I'm not going to use fucking 13.
Which is
I don't need a spice rack for my fucking ammo, guys. Like, so I hate that. It's just, oh my god. I did encounter one moment in there where I got down to the sewers and I was like, wait, shit, I should have the Magnum by now. Did I just royally fuck myself over early on?
Uh-oh.
And then eventually it takes you back. Well, I was on easy mode, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking power
yeah.
myself through this, and it eventually gets you back there anyway. But I think, and props to the game for doing this, but it like kind of forced me to run to the sewers as soon as I could because Mr. X kept coming after me in his big dumb trench coat and his
He
hat.
gonna give it to you.
He's
So-
yeah, he's the most annoying thing about that. And so there's two trophies that I want to try to get there, which is the one that I mentioned where you can get through the game without the opening up the item box, and the other one is to beat the game without using any health items. But I'm
I
like,
almost
Mr.
did
X is
that.
the problem.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's
Mhm.
like once he hits you, even like in assisted mode, like 2 hits, and you're like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I almost did that, but the last boss is what destroyed me, and also Mr. X, because the last boss kept like getting swipes in that did not make sense, and it's
Yeah.
whatever video games.
It's
And I played some
bullshit.
Skatebird. Yeah, I played some
Skatebird!
Skatebird today to totally shift things up. I don't know if that game's horrible or not because
Skatebird?
I'm okay at Tony Hawk, but this game's controls really piss me off.
You never heard of Skatebird, Eddie?
Skatebird.
Can't say that I have.
It's mainly a lo-fi soundtrack. It's supposed to be like an easier, slower paced Tony Hawk, essentially, but with birds
see
and
it.
lots of puns. And it looks adorable, and I was super pumped for limited run to do a physical version, but I've tried the digital out for a good while, and I don't really know if I like it or not. So,
All right,
kind of
well, there we
bummed.
go.
Yeah, I just get so annoyed with how broken some things are, and I don't know. It might also be like in Tony Hawk, you kind of gauge how to do tricks based on your character model, and this is a bird, so I can't tell when I'm like doing a Benihana or a Japan Air or anything because I'm
Yeah.
a bird.
I mean, it still looks fun. It looks interesting.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll do the physical version unless I like see limited runs booth somewhere, and I'm like, oh, I'll grab it now, I guess.
Hey
I think
man,
that's all
more
I've
Tony
done.
Hawk games I am perfectly fine with.
Yeah.
We need to play
think that's
the
pretty
remake of 1
much,
and 2 again.
know.
I forgot that there's online with that. and everything.
No, we don't. I don't want to play. I didn't have fun doing that because everyone's way better at the game than me. I never played multiplayer in those games.
Who cares? Like you just play the
It's
game
not
just to
fun
play it.
when the mode ends super quick because your buddy gets 1,000,000 points in one trick.
Oh, whatever. All right, Eddie, we'll play it. So
Yeah, go ahead.
Sounds good.
we don't need Scotty. We don't need him no more.
I don't need to quote Sherlock, I don't need friends.
Okay.
What?
All
You're
right.
not a fan of Bandersnatch Cumberpot, whatever his name is?
Is that what we're gonna do? this time?
Bandersnatch?
Bandersnatch.
Cumberpot?
Pretty sure Bandersnatch is a Dora the Explorer character. So
What
I
fucking
thought it was
door
I
are
thought it was
you
a
on?
Resident Evil character from Code Veronica, the Bandersnatch.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? All right. Well, we have
Before
a
we
news
talked about our
story.
messed up childhoods.
We have a news story, but I don't really want to talk about it. And we've already gone 2 hours with our weeks, so fuck it. I don't want to talk about the news article. So
I mean, that's fine.
the news
I'm good
article
with that.
is Sony is like, hey, we're not making as many of the PS4s because we don't have chips. That's
PS5s.
basically it. PS5s. They're definitely not making any more of the PS4s.
Yeah.
So that was
The stores
basically
are
our
down.
news story. So we would just say COVID has affected the chip shortage, and it's going to probably do that for a long time. So
I couldn't get one anyway. Fuck it.
it
Okay.
doesn't matter. Oh, Eddie
I'm
has
not
it.
gonna lie. I'm a little bit upset that we're not doing it just because I wanted to hear Scotty do the pity 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 pity.
I mean, you can still do it. Like, do the no
the
news.
news.
So
No news. Canceled.
world
That was the
premiere.
news.
World premiere.
World premiere.
All right. I guess what we'll do is we'll go into questions. So, gentlemen,
Oh, yeah.
if people want to ask us a question, what should they do?
Join the
Join the
fucking Discord.
fucking Discord.
There you go.
If those do it like that, there you go.
I
I
think-
helped.
You can join the fucking Discord. So
I'm scratching my back while I was doing it.
yeah, I saw that. So H2O's been doing some overtime and some fucking questions, I can tell you that. So his first question is, have you ever done anything in a video game to where you have to ask yourself why? So it's like, why is this mechanic in the game, or the ever popular why am I playing this? I mean, Mega Man Legends, I'm just having a rough time with the controls on that.
Yep.
But I've never been like, I mean, I've definitely seen games.
Oh, 100%. Doom Eternal. Shut up.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like how you said shut up, so I can't say anything about it.
Yeah. Fucking $60 game digitally, and I fucking powered through it because I can't return it on the PlayStation Network.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, fuck. Man, the other one was good.
You should go check out my review of it in Megavision's
I read it.
new issue 1. No, I wasn't telling you. I was telling everybody else. Doom Eternal's
They
a
don't
great
need it.
game. Scotty's just old man and wants Doom 2016 all the time.
No.
So
When you go from playing an arcadey, nonstop, blistering bullshit explosions and organs everywhere to, oh, surprise, this is now Dark Souls. Remember all those games you avoid because you want to have fun and not get stressed from playing video games? Oh, we did that for this one. Have fun.
it didn't, but okay.
Fuck you.
So
Yes, it did.
It did
Antichrist,
not. You do not
who
say
sucks the
Doom
biggest Dark
Eternal
Souls
is a
dick.
fucking Dark Souls game. That is so
Then
not
tell
true.
Antichrist that it's not, because he's the one that relayed that
Why
to
the
me, and it
fuck
makes
do we
sense
listen
me
to
now.
Antichrist?
I don't know. He hates
He's not
everything.
even part of the podcast anymore.
He's
God.
yeah, his
Yeah.
he's just here. Like he'll pop in. His monthly pop in will be soon. So, no, I mean, there's been games where I'm just like, why the fuck do they exist? But I mean, I tend not to play a lot of video games anyway that I don't know about. Like, so I'm not the best person to answer this question. Eddie, you
Yes.
play a lot more video games than all of us do. So
Yeah, interestingly enough, I think we go back to the whole and I feel like it's not full circle, but we talked about Grand Theft Auto earlier on today. And that would be one of the things. It's like I've spent countless of hours in the Grand Theft Auto games. But in Grand Theft Auto 5, there's plenty of times where I replay this damn scenario. It's probably gonna make me sound like I'm fucking
Oh.
crazy, right?
I know which one.
Where I start off from my apartment or whatever the home is in Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like, okay, today is the shit day where I live a day in the life of the Grand Theft Auto character, and then by the end of it, I have to fly out because the army is chasing me. So I have a set like a stand
What?
like not a standard, but what is it, like a routine. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
A routine in Grand Theft Auto. When I've like exhausted the game for as much as I can. Okay, we're gonna finish the day. This is what I gotta do. Start the day. I go to the titty club. I eat some food. Like blah blah blah.
And
And
then-
then I just start fucking casually just fucking wrecking shit. And I have to like make
Like
sure
a
like I get
sitcom.
from yeah, like yeah, and it becomes one like, okay, we're starting here. I have to get to the other side of the map without getting caught by any means necessary, and then from there make it all the way back to the airport so that I can fly up on the like I
why
can
the
jump on
fuck
the
are you
airplane.
doing all that?
That's the question, right? I don't know.
This
I
is the
just
whole
do it.
thing, like with your sister and The Sims. Like,
No, it's my sister in the Grand Theft Auto because she used to do the same
oh
thing
yeah,
because
she
it
did the
was
bus.
available.
Yeah, the bus.
Yeah, the bus
fucking
routes.
shit.
Yeah,
obey
it's
traffic laws or
it's
something.
available. It's available there. I don't know why we do it, but that's what I'm telling you. The thing is that it was such an intricate routine and such a system that I had. System, that was the word I was trying to say. That I had to make sure that I ended by getting on the airplane, flying over the downtown, and make sure I parachute to land on the top of the building of Los Santos, and then be like, "Yep, I avoided this whole mess."
What? You just make new thing. You need to play Minecraft. Is what you need to
No, I
play.
don't. No,
Yeah,
get out of here.
you
Get the
do.
fuck out of here.
Because
Nope.
the way that you just make your own little worlds and like make the things you want to do, like you would
Yeah,
have a field day in that
it was
game.
a world. It was a sandbox that was given to me where I can do this. I don't want to do. I don't want to create my own worlds in Minecraft or Minecraft, whatever the hell it's called, and shit.
I have a feeling that two people on this podcast right now really don't like Minecraft. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I just don't like crafting. That was another reason I fell out of Fallout 4.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
same thing. Like my buddy gave me a copy of Valheim over the weekend. He's like, "Yeah, so we could do this because we were playing Raft." And
Yeah.
Raft is a
yeah.
fun game.
but I'm not big into crafting either, and I feel like that's one of the crafting game stuff like that. But we'll give it a shot. We'll see how Valheim goes.
Raft is good with it would be like with a crew like us. It would be more fun. Like you would get over the whole crafting thing.
Let's play coming soon.
I don't know.
Raft?
We'll see. Raft.
I
I
mean,
don't know. We'll
Raft.
see.
I thought of another one, Jet Set Radio.
Every time
Every
we're like, why
year
are we playing
would
this?
Play
Like-
that, and every year it's like, man, I love the characters and the atmosphere and the look of this game, but fuck these controls. I don't.
I love
Scotty,
the-
why you just beat the game, Scotty? I'm like, I don't know how or why.
Look, man, maybe Bomb Rush Cyberfunk will be everything that we want out of Jet Set Radio.
Maybe.
So we'll see. All right, next question is from TJ. Basically, he says it's 3 a.m. and you go into the kitchen for a sandwich. What sandwich are you making?
oh
3
god,
a.m. Do you know where your sandwiches are?
I'm
Yeah.
a peanut butter with. I don't like jelly. I do peanut butter with apple butter, and then I do a glass of almond milk. That's my thing, dude. Almond butter, or not almond butter. No, it's apple butter and peanut butter. That's what it is. Apple butter's fan-fucking-tastic. It's not what you think, Eddie. It's not like a stick of butter that tastes like apple.
that's exactly what I was
I
thinking.
know that's exactly what you were thinking because I know how you fucking think. That's not what it is. It's basically just looks like dark and like thicker applesauce is what it is. And
Okay.
it's I mean that's my sandwich. If I wake up that early in the morning and I'm just like I need something to eat, that's what I go to. So, what about you guys?
I mean,
I don't make food.
Yeah, I don't think food.
God forbid if I ever had to take either one of you to an impromptu fucking comedy show. Jesus fucking Christ.
No, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
answer.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just laughing at what Scotty said,
Improv,
'cause
not
Scotty said-
impromptu.
yeah.
My bad.
No, like it depends. See, because like I took it as a loaded question. It's like, if I want to make a simple sandwich, and then it's just like that. It's dumb. Okay, so I recently found out. I always see it in movies that when people make a sandwich, they usually have it with a glass of milk, and I never understood that why. Like it didn't make any sense to me until I tried it, and it's the fucking best thing ever.
What? My wife's
I love it.
family like eats milk, drinks milk. And I think Scotty, you do too. I've seen you like sit down to dinner and then there's a glass of milk, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I did not
Yeah,
grow up like that.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know. Milk with dinner was just always I'm like, that's weird. I don't know.
Well, it's not dinner though. That's the thing. It's a sandwich. Sandwich is a snack. Is how I see it. I don't see it as dinner. Like I'm not gonna have a
Yeah.
meatloaf plate with milk. Scott, if you do, then I mean, that's weird.
What?
meatloaf plate with
Oh,
a glass of
meatloaf
milk.
plate. Meatloaf sandwiches are also good.
They are.
But if I have everything that I would have in the fridge to make a sandwich, it's usually ham and turkey and god damn it, I can't remember the other meat. It's not pepperoni, or unless I
Salami?
got the big salami, or pepperoni, depending on what I grab or
like the
accidentally
big
grab
slices,
at the deli.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then either mayonnaise or spicy mustard.
I'm a Dijon man, yeah.
and yeah, it's kind of whatever's in the fridge. That's
Yeah,
if I feel like putting effort into it. And then usually cheese. My favorite's pepper jack cheese.
yeah.
Um, but
Cool with that.
if I'm feeling super lazy, then yeah, it would just be peanut butter, maybe toasted peanut butter sandwich. Actually,
Ooh. It is 3
Yeah, see,
a.m. though, so you're probably just slapping shit
well,
together.
it doesn't
yeah.
matter though. If you can't sleep, it depends on how intricate I want to get. If I want to make a simple sandwich, then it's basically your ham, cheese, lettuce, mayo, and that's it. But if I want to get really fucking creative with it, it's 3 in the morning and I can't fucking sleep and I want to have a good sandwich, then I'm adding bacon, I'm adding
Oh, he's
avocado, I'm gonna
cooking.
throw some egg in it. Like, yeah, like we're making it
We're
into
cooking a
fucking
sandwich
event.
to be able to go to sleep afterwards. So
Fuck yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So it
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
it really depends on it. But that would be it. It's a simple sandwich, would be ham, cheese, lettuce, and stuff like that. But if it's an intricate, it would be like more of a breakfast sandwich with some like spam or egg on there.
Mine depends on if I'm feeling savory or sweet. Like if I want something savory, it's gonna be like the sandwiches you guys described. But if I wanted something more sweet, I'm gonna go with the peanut butter and apple butter sandwich.
So
I use
since we're talking about sandwiches, I want to ask, how many bites of a sandwich do you take when you eat before you start chewing?
Oh, I take like one.
just one.
I take a bite and then I start chewing.
Mhm.
Okay, I asked that because I noticed that at work I take 3 bites when I'm eating my
Okay.
sandwich. I'd be like 1, 2, 3, and then I
Damn.
start chewing. Yeah.
All
So I
right.
was like, and someone pointed it out to me. They're like, "Why'd you bite it 3 times?" And I'm like, "What are you talking
Oh,
about?"
this is why we're talking about it, because someone pointed out an insecurity.
No, I mean, it's not an insecurity. I mean, I'm not gonna stop eating. A girl told me that I ate like a fucking raptor once and shit, and now we broke up, and I still fucking eat like a raptor. Fuck that, you know?
All right,
No, we
fair
don't.
enough.
What does that mean?
I know, like, what you hunted
So
packs? Like,
apparently, no. Apparently,
You
she
only eat the
mentioned
sides of it.
we were eating spaghetti. We were
okay.
eating spaghetti, which first of all, I always bring up this story because she was the one that told me that I was eating spaghetti wrong because I didn't use a spoon.
Oh, fuck off.
Okay,
Oh my god.
first and foremost. And then the second thing that she noticed is that apparently when I'm eating like noodles or something like that, like spaghetti,
Yeah.
and the food is falling, instead of like me just letting it drop, I try to catch it
You're
by
like,
tilting my head back.
oh.
Yeah, by tilting my head back like a raptor,
No,
apparently.
you eat like a duck. Like that's how
like a
ducks
bird.
eat.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what she said. And so like she was just like, yeah, so like apparently I'll be eating and I'll be like, and I'll go like this and like let's go so it doesn't fall.
That's so
I never
stupid to see you
noticed
do.
it, but apparently I don't think to be completely honest with you, I don't think it's as I did it as the way she described it, because I could see myself like when I'm eating something and I'm like I try to catch it like, oh, don't fall.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
But
I mean,
like she was
there's a
like, "You
reason
tilt
she's an
your head."
ex, right? Like,
Yeah, 100%. But spoon with spaghetti, yeah, that was the whole thing. But yeah, so when somebody pointed out like, why'd you chew it 3 times? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, yeah, you chewed your sandwich 3 times. And I was like, I had no idea. So I asked it on Twitter, and they're just like, people were just like, oh, I take like big old like
Oh,
like chunk bites and stuff like that. And I'm
damn, huh.
like,
like,
Yeah.
look, get all this sandwich in my mouth really fast.
mhm. I
That's a
got
good
30 minutes
question.
to eat.
I didn't think we
that
were
was
gonna
the
have that
contribute-
much to talk about on that question.
I think it was
No,
the
these are the more
contribute-
interesting ones. These are the good questions. I'm not saying ask us everything about food all the time, but you know.
Yeah.
the
dumb
contributing factor
questions.
to this is that I have a 30-minute lunch.
Right.
So
Oh,
to
so
me,
you gotta
30,
eat fast.
yeah, I gotta eat fast. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably why I did it, but I never noticed it because like but no, that's not true because when I made a breakfast sandwich yesterday, I did take about 2 or 3 bites before I started chewing. So, anyways, yep.
I mean, yeah, you would pack. I would pack stuff that I would not have to microwave at work when I
Yeah.
was in GameStop as a manager, because it's like, don't pack something that you have to that
Cook.
tastes better warm, because it's going to be cold by the time you actually sit down and eat it. You know, stuff like that. But another sandwich I thought of that I don't really do, but I tried it once because someone spoke highly of it, was just peanut butter and butter.
How
So
was it?
It's too far from your fucking apple butter bullshit,
Okay.
Mr.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So
He hates
Scotty.
he hates our milk, and I suggested something
No,
that's not
okay.
apple
So first
butter,
of all,
so it's fucking weird.
I'm going to send you 2 pictures of butter and apple butter, and I'm gonna
I
let you
know
see.
what apple butter is.
Obviously,
Yeah,
you
I
don't
don't.
because you think they're the same
I've
fucking
had
thing.
apple butter before.
Well,
I didn't
maybe
say they were
you
the same
forgot
thing.
what it was because they're
also
not the
butter.
same. They're not the same.
Go drink your almond milk.
I will, and it tastes better with an apple butter and peanut butter sandwich. So go fuck yourself.
I'm gonna just go make my canned ravioli again.
There
Oh,
you go.
dude, I haven't had canned ravioli in so long. I want some.
I remember a wonderful regret when I was hungry and we had things in the fridge and
I
I
love
made a
that phrase.
microwavable pizza and I put buffalo chicken sauce on it. And I've never shit quicker post meal than eating that.
Now pizza, like buffalo sauce on a pizza, sounds great.
No. Buffalo chicken dip on the pizza, not buffalo sauce. 'cause
Oh,
I've
that
done
sounds
that.
great too.
All right, go ahead and try it and shit fire later.
Fair enough. Fair
Will
enough.
do.
I will not do that again. Because
Alright.
my logic was, man, I love the taste of both of these things individually. Surely it will be great combined.
Well, that's
Yeah.
like it's like when they make those burgers. Like, so there's a place out in Cali that I used to go to a lot. I started off as a food truck, then it became its own restaurant. The food truck still runs around. I don't know if you have heard of it. It's called Grill 'Em All.
No, but I like it.
Yeah, it's basically
That's God's sort of man.
it's burgers, and the names of the burgers are based off of songs from bands or bands themselves,
That's
or
cool.
like members and stuff like that. And they have one called the D Schneider
Okay.
on there from Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
And it's like applewood bacon, the burger, cheese, but then they add like peanut butter and jelly to it. And I like peanut butter jelly sandwiches, but I don't want it on my burger.
I've had a burger with peanut butter on it, and it fucking slaps. I can tell you that right now. It is something that I was like, that's gross. I don't want to eat that. But then I took a bite. My buddy was like, try it. So I tried it, and I was like, that's fucking good. That is really fucking good. I'm also the kind of guy that's eaten maple bacon ice cream before, and it's fucking good.
But you know what? But you're also a chef. I feel like
Well, yeah.
you have to try it so that you can understand these palettes and
No,
stuff like
I
that.
tried it because I just was fat and wanted to try it. So it's not like, oh, I'm trying to figure out what this is for my flavor palette. No, I'm fat. These two things sound good together. I'm going to stick them in my face. So
There you go.
But no, it ends up, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just hungry now. So
Me too. I got some wings waiting for me.
Ooh,
So
dude,
it's
I
all
haven't had
good, yeah.
wings in so long. Wings are so fucking expensive right now. We got some other questions here, but they're kind of like, one of them pertains only to me because I'm the one that's played MMOs a lot, so I don't think that question would probably be pretty good. And the other one is just basically like,
I did want to touch up on that though, because I don't understand how someone can spend 300 hours just picking a class. You only get 4 classes.
I think he's no. So there's more than that's not the classes. Those are like the sets of classes, but he's talking like the individual job classes, like which one he wants to start off as. So
All right, yeah, never mind. You lost me.
yeah, like I said, the question's not good for
Fucking
this group
nerds.
of people. Shut up, Eddie. Also, I think he's way over exaggerating. It did not take him 300 hours to pick what class he wanted to start.
I mean, no. I mean, there's people who've put in like 500 hours into Animal Crossing. Anything is possible. I put in 500 hours into Animal Crossing.
I put
We're probably getting that new set of shit.
the new
because I showed
DLC.
Rachel the
Yeah.
trailer for Happy Home Designer. It's hilarious how the fucking Happy Home Designer, it took almost 2 years and a paid update for them to do like basic shit like, oh, now you can look from like top down view and just draw the trails of dirt and whatever,
Yeah.
rather than I'm a character, got a shovel. I'm a character, got a shovel. Oops, slam it to the side of a tree. You know, God,
Holy jeez.
I've never seen a more archaic game in my life.
I'm just playing my what is it, Story of Seasons. I'm happy with that. I realized, and I bought Animal Crossing. I played Animal Crossing for a very long time. I built my arcade, and I have a friend that put like over 700 hours into that game, and I was just like, I don't know how you do it. Like, it's crazy.
It takes
man.
that long to build your goddamn town.
Yes, it does. So,
Yeah, no, I'll elaborate a little bit more on Animal Crossing on what are we doing. So for the weeks.
So I don't know. And then the other question is basically just like, what are some other games that you were surprised didn't run well? And I'm just like, anything like Doom or graphic intense games like that come to the Switch. I'm just like, okay, let's see how it's gonna go. So
yeah, I don't really encounter that, but I also don't really go for the new shit. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, and to see the question is just like one of those things. It's like a lot of people exaggerate on how bad something looks on the Switch, and it's missing like fog effects, which is I the fog effect things has been something that's been like really, really creeping up a lot. They mentioned it on the expansion with the Ocarina of Time. They mentioned it on Grand Theft
Oh,
Auto. They mentioned it in Mortal Kombat when that
Yeah.
was first ported out there. Uh, I get it, but at the same time, there's ways to play the original ones if you don't have the original ones, so you don't have to play the version that they have on there,
Yeah,
or you
just
could
right.
just get the better version on PC or other
PC or
consoles.
PlayStation 4 or systems
Yeah,
that are built for graphic
but
intensity.
but even then, they're not. It's not that bad. Like I said, I think it becomes like to nitpicking and details and stuff like that. And for those people that have the eye for it, good on you. For those that don't care, keep having fun.
I mean, most of my
That's
Switch games I play aren't really any intensity on them. Like I'm playing like fucking I guess Metroid Dread might be one of the most graphically intense games like on the Switch, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't care about it. Fuck that shit. Just don't play it on the Switch. Like I'm only going to get it on Switch because I know like because of online or something like
Mhm.
that. That's why I want it. So.
I think the only time I actually kind of was like made like I was like holy shit, like there is a difference in this was when I played Cloudpunk on the
Oh,
Switch. I
yeah,
had
Oh
bought
yeah.
it
yeah, there you go.
specifically. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bought Cloudpunk specifically on the Switch because it was cheap and I was like, oh, like this and this and that. And when somebody started telling me like, oh yeah, dude, this looks drastically different, I was like, well, it can't look that much different. But no, it's like the Cloudpunk on Switch looked like a PlayStation 1 game compared to the PC.
Wow.
It was like
Dude,
a huge overhaul. I don't know how they fucked that one up, but
I played it on PC first and found out Rachel really likes open world games because we were trying that and she loves dogs. So you have I forget
yeah,
his name. What is your
y-
dog's name?
yeah. I'm trying to remember.
Um,
Sparky.
Sparky.
no, but it's like cat. It's like Calvin or something. Um,
Okay.
and it is, but we played it on
Keep
Ace.
talking.
PC.
It's not that important.
Yeah, we played it on PC because my PC was still downstairs after the marathon run one year, and then found out there's a physical version that came with a little enamel pin of
Oh,
him,
nice.
and so she got that for me for Christmas on PS4, and we're playing it on PS4, and it was like you could see the bottoms of the buildings in this city that's supposed to be like millions of miles above the surface of the earth. Yeah, Camus. And like when you're going from portion to portion of the city through those tunnels, it would like stutter and there was an actual load screen, whereas on the PC it's just on the fly
Yeah.
like that.
Just
So
boom.
that was on the PS4. That wasn't even the Switch
Oh,
version.
wow.
So that was one thing that blew my mind. And I mean, I noticed it only because I had put more time into the PC version. She didn't think a second thought about it, but she doesn't play as many games as
Yeah,
me, so
she doesn't have an
it's
eye for
also
that.
that
Like
thing.
it's not what she's
Yeah,
looking
Yeah.
for.
Well, I mean, it's
that
not
was
even like
yeah.
there was a noticeable like the fact that there was a load screen in between the quadrants of the city that doesn't even exist on the PC, the actual
Yep.
Yeah.
load screen.
And
Was interesting.
it's a pretty hefty load screen compared to like what we're used to. Like you would
Yeah.
expect it like when you're playing like the modern games and stuff like that. But even then, like if God of War made it to where like it doesn't seem like you're experiencing load screens, I can't really say much about it. But on the Switch version, Cloudpunk, it's like you're changing quadrants, you're going there, and I think at one point I had thought the game froze. Like it just it broke.
Yeah. And the reason you also don't think about it for that is it's a voxel game. So when you are out of your car running around, like it looks like Minecraft. So it doesn't
Mhm.
look like it's an intense
Oh, yeah.
graphically game.
You're like,
But
why is this shit
it
stuttering?
yeah,
Yeah.
but no, it's more of the fact of like this is like the Katamari Damacy level of intricacy going on in this little world where you have to
Oh,
zoom out and see all this crap.
see it all as a
So
whole.
yeah, so it was I think that's the most recent one I can think of, but yeah, because otherwise I don't really play it. I was trying to think of like what's the last great looking game I played, and that was Last of Us 2, which is only on the PS4, so
Well,
I
there
can't
you
there's no
go. So,
ports of that.
all
Although
right.
that actually that leads into I'll say real quick, that was another question of like when I got to the last boss fight of that Last of Us 2, I was like, why the I don't even fucking care how this game
I just
ends,
want to be
but I
done.
finished it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the questions we got. So we thank you for your submissions. We appreciate that. And
Thank you for your services.
thank you for your service. Appreciate it. Uh,
Service.
so all right, Eddie. What are you doing next week besides working at Amazon that you love?
Yeah. Besides working, we're still gonna finish off some ninja games. Like I said, working, Mystical Ninja. We should be finishing up tonight, early into the morning.
Okay.
I'll be editing the podcast and whatnot. And I'm also in the process of planning. I I don't know how to explain it, but like I fell off the stream game in a sense of like I wasn't really doing a lot of the stuff that I did the year prior.
Uh-huh.
Like last year, I feel like I did like four or five successful charities. Toys for Tots is coming up in December, and like I haven't
Yeah.
even planned any of that stuff out. So
You got
rather
more
than
stuff
actually,
going on now, though.
yeah, I got more stuff going on, but like so rather than just kind of like saying like, oh, like let me makeshift something right now, I'm in the midst of actually planning out the year
Okay.
for stream. Like we're talking about like four like
Well, it's already
uh
November.
yeah, I know. I know that's what I'm
Not
saying.
much
Like
left.
yeah, so
What an
instead
Not
of
much of the
asshole!
year left.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm doing it now because like basically it's gonna be one of those things where I don't want to be like, oh yeah, let me make shift the Toys for Tots right now.
Oh yeah.
Or like, oh no shade November, like la la la. No, what we're gonna do is I'm basically gonna do we're planning out me and the and my team on the Discord, like the mod team are trying to plan out um we have an all year round charity that we're going to be focusing on. Basically, like I have a merch store, like for my own personal merch store, not the ScrubVerse one, but the Eddie Forte
Right.
merch store, where like everything on there that gets bought gets donated to Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Right.
Like that's the all around charity that we're going to be doing. But I also want to focus on four specific ones for the year, where like every proceed from the stream, so any subs, bits, whatever comes in from that month
Oh,
when we're
okay.
doing that is going to go straight into it. I'm trying to figure out this whole like a lot of people keep saying like I'm like the difference between a content creator and a gamer and a streamer and all that stuff. And I think I finally found like the middle of
Okay.
where like I stand in that whole thing. So that's where I'm like, okay, this is how I'm going to use this platform to give back to
Oh,
the community, which is what it really should be about
yeah.
in the end. At least that's my opinion. But
Okay.
and having fun. So I'm working on that. And part of that, I've been talking a lot about the Nintendo 64, and I feel like the Nintendo 64 gets a lot of hate that it doesn't deserve. So we're planning out a schedule of actually going through all 393
Oh my
North
god.
American Nintendo 64 games. Not saying that I'm going to complete each and every single one of them from A to B,
Yeah.
but when it comes
At
down to
least
the
give them a
retro,
try.
but yeah, give them a try and then like give a review or stuff like that. And like this is actually even leading up to possibly my own YouTube stuff that I want to do. Um and going back to it, uh I feel like when we people talk about like the retro quote unquote community, it's always the same thing. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sonic 2, Ninja
Yeah.
Gaiden, Castlevania, Ghosts and Goblins. I'm kind of tired of that.
There's
And that
nothing
makes
else.
me kind of like what was that?
I said there's nothing else. That's it.
Well, and I want to reach out to you, Scotty, as a matter of
Oh,
fact, because not only do I want to do the North American Nintendo 64 stuff, I want to eventually just focus my channel as far as the retro aspect goes of just being Nintendo 64 and Dreamcast for the time being.
oh,
All right.
alrighty.
Yeah,
Well, you're talking to the
because
right
Nint-
fucking people, so
yeah,
That
because
that
Nintendo
wasn't
64. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that was an interesting battle because I feel like for a lot of games they were competing just because they're each like, we got 4 controller ports. We know you have friends. Damn it, play our
Yeah.
games.
So, and I was one that grew up with the Nintendo 64, and though I feel like I've missed a lot on the Nintendo 64, I've missed a shit ton on the Dreamcast. Like, there's like my knowledge of the Dreamcast is very minimal, and Shenmue is the one that kind of sparked up this whole thing right now, where I'm just like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
like you know what, like, because my Dreamcast experience, like I said, was Skies of Arcadia, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Power Stone, was Sonic Adventure and Code Veronica. That's it.
That's a good starter set right
yeah.
there.
Yeah. That was it.
We got to get
And
some
so then like
Seamans in there.
yeah, so I want to get to that point where I'm just like, yeah, like I want my retro center to be that. Not saying that I'm not gonna play the Super Nintendo, but I'm just kind of tired of seeing the same thing. And like if anybody gets upset by this, like it is what it is. Like I've been openly saying this on my Twitch channel and stuff like that. I'm tired of people having like their retro random days, and they all keep playing the same thing because it's the same community asking for the same games all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm over that. So
I'm
I'm
loving
not.
this heel turn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, yeah, like
I'm excited for this. Actually, what you just said literally reminds me of when I was trying to find background music for working at home, and so I would put on Game Shops or something, and it was like 80% of everything I was listening to was a remix of the Zelda theme,
Yeah.
Mario theme, or Green Hill Zone. It was like
Yeah.
there's just no other game music out there.
yeah.
So I think it's kind
There's
of
tons of
similar
good
to what
music
you're
out there
saying.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I was at, and like that's where like we're working on right now, and like we're gonna be doing this whole week. We're kind of doing like a whole channel thing too, where like I'm switching up some alerts, I'm switching up a few things in designs and stuff like that. Like you said, I guess you could call it a heel turn, and whatnot. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing this week, along with finishing some Ninja games. So yeah,
Sounds good. All right, Scotty, what about you?
Stuff I will just add to Eddie's real quick. I'm excited for when you get to the game Body Harvest because I explored that recently and have had a wildly different opinion of it, and that's all I'll say.
well, and that's why I said I wanted to reach out to you on this, Scotty, because like with the Nintendo 64, it's very different with going with like the Nintendo 64 and being like, oh, let me go through all the North American ones, because I feel like I played a good chunk of good ones on the Nintendo
You
64.
got a lot of
When I
trash
reach
to
out,
go through.
yeah, and when I reach out to Scott, when I reach out to you, Scotty, it's gonna be like, what should be the first game I should play and showcase on here? And then so whatever you
Feel
say goes, whether it's garbage or whether it's not, it's gonna be one of those like jank or whatever. Like I'm gonna play that because it's your recommendation. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You have a lot of
that's
power here, Scotty.
yeah,
How I like it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though. I'm excited for where that goes because that's a good. We need more open-minded views like that. Because yeah, retro is whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see, what am I doing? I don't know. I don't think Corey and I have too many recordings going on this week, so
No, Eddie and I are actually recording this week, so
yeah. But there is more Mega Man Legends stuff coming out, so keep watching that. We're struggling and getting through it.
I'm gonna beat this
but we're
fucking game,
learning.
goddammit.
Oh yeah, it'll get beaten, but it's been an adventure for sure. It's been educational. Otherwise, like I'm actually easing back from streaming because my job is so nuts right now that I don't want that to bleed into the streams that I'm doing and then like clearly be miserable as I'm playing a game that I would normally enjoy. So I'm easing back a little bit. Plus, also November is kind of halfway over, and I will be going to see the Mystery Science Theater 3000 show that's on tour right now, which is the
Nice.
day that normally Thursday Night Throwdowns is. So I will not be joining Corey, and
Fuck
then
me.
next week is Thanksgiving. So
Fuck me.
yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, just check out issue 1 of Megavisions. That's available to the public now. You can start buying
Yep.
that on the website.
Mine should be coming in soon. So.
Yeah, I realize now I'm really not doing anything this week.
That's that's fine. That's what you need.
No, yeah, no.
That's okay.
I'm requesting a top 10 Dreamcast games that I should play.
Oh shit.
Jesus
Or
Christ.
we
Okay.
can even narrow it down to top 5 if you want.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you got some
Okay.
homework now.
Yeah, I do.
Thanks, Mr. Fuerte.
Yeah.
Oh, but a lot of shit's coming out this week. Like, forgot that the new Ghostbusters movie is coming out.
Yeah.
The new Cowboy Bebop series is coming out, and
We might stream that in the Discord.
something else. I forget something else
When
was
is
releasing.
when is that Black Friday movie coming out? Did you guys hear about that
God.
one?
Yeah, with Bruce
No.
Campbell. It does not look good.
That's the only reason why I bring it up, Corey. That's the only reason why I bring it up, because I had just seen Army of Darkness.
No, yeah,
and
this is a
apparently-
Hallmark movie.
Rachel
and
thought
I'll-
it was an Army of Darkness like spin-off or like continuation because
No, this is a Hallmark movie,
or
and it looks
something.
like ass.
Yeah.
So- Oh, by
Yeah.
the way,
So
thanks
that's the
Eddie
only reason
for covering the episode of Static Zone podcast for Army of Darkness. So our work is done.
Yeah,
For that episode.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll still watch it, but it's
I watched it twice for nothing.
I mean, I watched it twice too. It's got moments. It's got moments. That's all I'll say.
I mean,
The
like,
moments are
to-
literally the skeletons. My favorite moment was when there's one that's clearly someone holding it, and he just goes like this,
Yeah.
walking up to the camera, and like just not even moving.
My favorite
Or
is
when
just
he's
get
on
the
a
hell
horse,
out of
does come
here.
when they like stick when they stick something on a horse, like a skeleton on a horse, and then
Yeah.
it just like rides down a hill, and it's clearly not a human.
Yes.
Yeah. It does come out this week, by the way, that Black Friday movie. And to the credit of Army of Darkness, I did quote Ashley Williams' character at work, where somebody was like,
Oh,
somebody said,
God.
"We got to work smart," and I was like, "Yeah, S smart," and I was like, "Fuck."
And now no one talks to you at work. So.
Oh, I didn't mention that story.
Oh,
I forgot
no.
how I got called out. Okay, so long story short, they're showing us how we're like supposed to like repackage things and whatnot, and they mentioned the Funko Pops. They mentioned
Okay.
I can't grab one right now.
Oh,
They mentioned the
Jesus.
Funko
Because those
Pops.
got to go through customs coming from China, and it's such a
Well,
fucking
not,
mess.
not only that, but it's just like for collectors out there, whether it be shoes, like figures and stuff like that, there's a certain way that they need to be packaged because you just don't want to put adhesives on the actual box. You want to make
Right.
sure that you put it
Oh,
in a
right.
bag, like the box in a bag, and then put the whatever sticker on the bag so that the package doesn't get damaged. And so the lady's explaining this to us, like blah blah blah. She's like, yeah, because these collector people, like they freak out whenever they see like residue, like la la. It's like our number one complaint, especially on Funko Pops, like la la la. She's like, I don't know how you can be like that. Like it's crazy to me. Like if you collect more than like 5 of these things, then there's something wrong with you.
Damn.
And I'm like, me and my 110 Funko Pops and shit that I got
Yeah.
right here and
you
stuff
know,
like
you're
that.
like, I'm going to HR.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. And so, which also, yeah,
Yeah.
one of the most interesting HR,
Really?
one of the things that I don't know if I brought this up, but like I had not spoken to one person at all during this whole hiring process because it was all done virtually and
Right.
via email, and it was so weird. Like even when I go to the like HR department that they have, they're like the virtual terminals right there, and I'm like,
Okay.
but I have you here, like
No, I don't want to hear your
wanna-
shit. Go
yeah,
over to the terminal.
And meanwhile, you're like, have you ever seen our boss in
Yeah.
person?
Yeah.
yeah, it's like one of those things that it comes down to is this like it was so funny, but yeah, I wanted to bring that story about the Funko Pop stuff because I got called out.
You should have been like, what do you mean collecting people? And like,
What do you mean by you people? Like,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go into my week. That's all you got really going on, Scotty, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch movies and live life. What a weirdo.
You should do that. I'm starting my Christmas shopping. I've already started
Fuck
some of it.
me.
So, I mean, we're halfway through November. This is when this is when I try to buy all my shit right now because I don't want to do it in December. So,
Yeah.
I'm also watching Cowboy Bebop. I was planning on watching. So what we're gonna start doing is in the Discords, we're gonna have like little watch parties. So that's why you should join the Discord if you just want to hang out. And we're gonna try like I know this Friday we have a Megavision's like staff get together, but I would like to start doing it like on Friday nights. Be like, hey, I'm gonna edit some videos and we can watch. You know, last night we were watching Bob's Burgers and watching Kenny play that Pokemon Bidoof version. So we were just hanging out and having a good time. So we're going to start doing those more in the Discord. We can start watching series or playing games or whatever. I put on here more Darkest Dungeon 2. Probably not going to play that game for a while. I might go back to Darkest Dungeon 1, but I'm good for right now. I've decided I'm going to play Strider. I'm flying solo on this Megavision stream, so I'm going to be playing the 2014 Strider game. I own it. I've watched people play it, but I've never actually played it myself. So. And then more YouTube video shit. We're going to record more Shovel Knight. I'm going to talk to Chris and see maybe if we can get some Metroid Dread in, because we got that one recording session that was garbage, but I got the itch to play that game. So that game is blowing up in the speedrunners community. Like, people are learning that game because they want to like speedrun that game.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
I'm glad that you mentioned. I'm glad that you mentioned Strider 2014 because that's one of the games I think I might throw on at the end for Ninja November.
You should.
Yeah. So I heard it's a really, really good.
You can play the second one. That's on. That was like an arcade port. That one's really fun, but it's really short.
Sure.
Yeah, Strider 2 is pretty good. So.
I mean, like the first Strider 2, not this remake got a sequel.
No. This is the Strider 2 that came out in like the 90s.
Oh yeah, no. I was talking about 2014.
No. I'm talking about. Oh, you need to play that one too because that's the one where the character model for Marvel vs. Capcom. It's that Strider.
Well, that's why I brought it up. That's what I said. I was like, I'm glad that you brought up 2014 because I want to play that one too for Ninja November. And then you said Strider 2, and I'm like, what?
No, I'm
Why
saying
would-
no. What I'm saying is like you need to also play Strider 2. Strider 2 is good. Play that game. Jesus, it's just an arcade game, so it's like a quarter.
I'll just play Nightshade. How about them apples?
Nightshade. Nightshade can't do that. So, all right, we're gonna get the heck on out of here. Since we're on YouTube now, we don't really rate anybody until they implement that feature. So you guys are gonna check out something we haven't really shown off in a long time, and we have an actual ending title. So thanks for coming out. We'll see you guys later, and goodbye.
See ya.
Peace.